What is
I thought you were.
What's going on?
Oh, not much, buddy. Oh, same old, same old.
I love that intro. I actually played it twice just to pep myself up because I love how it just gets you ready for space.
I missed it. I didn't get to see it. I don't know. I popped in. I was on the back of the site, and I was like, "Well, I thought you were just sitting in here." And I popped in. I was like, "Oh shit, he's live."
No, we're live. No, it's all right because we're gonna send out the link to anyway. Everybody's welcome to join us tonight. So this is an open stream. Waylon's gonna join here in half an hour. But
him and Steve are finishing up there.
I have to look. The weird thing is that SpaceX, they'll go live like they'll say 5 minutes before they're actually shooting the rocket, but then they never shoot the rocket off on time. So it's really weird. So they say they're going to shoot off at 10:04, but I think they'll shoot it off later because they're not even live on their YouTube channel yet. But I'll put that link out. Anybody's welcome to come up. Let me put the link out on my page. I'm still sharing out into groups, so you're welcome to add yours in here. Share out as well. We'll be live usually for a few hours with these kind of broadcasts. Because even after the rocket goes off, we can still sit here and talk about space. What was I doing? I was going to send the copy, put it in there.
Oh, that was easy. I just hit edit, add it in there, and hit enter. Cool.
Yeah, it's all integrated in there. It still will not let me pin the damn link to my profile, but that's stupid Facebook.
Yeah.
It wouldn't do. Waylon said he won't have to do it either.
They're worried about links.
It's never allowed me to do it. It'll actually allow me to pin my links on my business pages, but it won't allow me to do it on my personal page.
Huh.
And it's been that way for as long as I had a Facebook, for 15 years.
I think I come in 2010.
But if I got this, anybody wants to know what's actually going on tonight, let me get to my YouTube.
I don't see any comments. There we go.
Yeah,
hi, Gary.
It'd be this video, yeah. But I'll play this video, tag a few more people in, and we'll sit here on the side. We can actually, the video will actually play while we're on screen. What's going on, Gary? And this will actually explain what's going on tonight, what this thing's all about. I think this is a great 4-minute video that SpaceX actually made. Oh, it's already on the screen there. It's like a promo video because it gets you psyched up, about space and stuff.
Right.
And I wish SpaceX made more of them, because when they do make their promo videos, they're amazing, but they very rarely do. They make one a year, and that's it. He doesn't really have much social media presence with SpaceX. They'll turn that full screen and play it. I was trying to turn that music off. This is the rocket that's shooting off tonight. It's called the Falcon Heavy.
Most space organizations, government or commercial, have set their sights too low. They've really gotten built relatively small.
Cheers,
rockets.
Gary.
And Falcon Heavy is the first time that there's something that's arguably even in the super heavy class, or somewhere between heavy and super heavy.
Tonight will be the 7th time it's ever been
pounds
shot off,
is
so
really
it's pretty rare
enormous
this
amount
thing
of
gets
power.
fired off.
Seven?
Twice as much payload as any
7th
other
time,
rocket.
yeah.
It can launch things direct to Pluto. No stop needed.
It's the
The
third
halls
largest
in the
rocket
area
ever
are
built.
completely sold out.
Yeah.
Parking lots are packed.
It's like the first time something exciting has happened in rocket launch in a very long time.
Falcon Heavy is configured for flight.
T-minus 15, stand by for terminal count.
SpaceX Falcon Heavy, go for launch.
10, 9,
All systems
Can you imagine being on this team of SpaceX and the first time this thing fires off? Look how excited you'd be. It's like a football game where you're like how excited you win, but you're like winning for your nation.
Yeah. We built 2 brand new boilers.
This was the
down
first
south.
launch they ever did, that successful launch. So this is how everybody reacted. It was nuts.
We built 2 brand new boilers down south. When they finally got fired up, we were happy.
Returning path 39A to interplanetary mission. You've heard the call out. Vehicle is supersonic.
Shut down. Side boosters deeper.
So some of this is animated because they can't obviously put a camera in some of these spots where in space it's too hot. And what happens is the camera starts to malfunction when it gets too hot.
Oh, I'm sure it does. Yeah.
They can't ever get footage of going back through the atmosphere because it's blazing hot then. Someday our cameras will get better and we will.
Oh yeah.
That's when he shot that car into space. His first launch, he shot a Tesla into space. Apparently, I think it's by Mars now. And he put this mini astronaut on it. Then he put instructions in it if aliens ever find the car about where we are. And it says this car was built by humans on Earth. That's actually what it says on it.
Cool.
So the rest of this is real footage. This is amazing. What he did here. I remember when it happened. Bro, I sat here with my jaw dropped.
Gotcha, I see it. Yeah, I got him. They're there, y'all. They're right there. You've got to be kidding me. What?
The first time you see fantasy landed both of them. Perfect.
That's awesome.
That place had to be electric. Imagine spending decades of your life and you achieve something like that. And the energy that comes out of the building, you know.
Well, like I was saying, we would build and repair boilers, and when we were firing back up, that was an exciting moment. I can just imagine how this was. Man.
On to Mars. That's where humans are eventually going to be. Yeah, that's an awesome promo video. I love it. And you saw Elon Musk when he actually shot that rocket off. He was the last of his money. So in 2000, when SpaceX was down to their 6th rocket launch, they had 5 failures. And that footage was the launch happened. He ran outside because he actually wanted to see it in person, Yeah. I mean, his whole life and all his money and everything were wrapped up in this next 5 minutes of his life. And I think it was amazing.
That had to have been fucking nerve-wracking.
Yeah, to watch it in his head, how it played out. Because, he couldn't control anything. Once it fired off, it was all about how they had planned and done everything correctly.
Yeah, all that years of planning goes down and all in that quick little 5 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know where SpaceX would have been before, if that didn't happen, but it was awesome, and it wasn't that long ago. We've already come a long way in our space technology, and and will continue to evolve. That's what's awesome. What's
Yeah.
going on, Jimmy? What's going on, Johnny? Oh, I'm a big space nerd too, so we're doing some space launches. We're gonna get some more people in here. Jimmy, if you want the link too, I can send it to you. Anybody's welcome to come up.
Hey, Jimmy, what's up, buddy? Hey, Jimmy or Johnny, what's up, buddy?
Just don't want any random dongs tonight. Not just shooting off rockets. I think that was what. Yeah, I think that's when it happened when we got donged. It was on a space episode, and we had a bunch of people up on screen, and some random guy came up, and all of a sudden, there was some kind of porno playing.
Got a rocket shot on the rocket.
He donged us, and luckily Waylon was on it, and he cut the guy off like a split second. But oh, sorry, you got him. I keep forgetting that you have access.
All right. I didn't see your hand moving. I thought you were doing something else.
Following it all, the congressional hearings going on.
Yeah, I was going to talk about that today too. That apparently that he was a intelligence officer for the Air Force, and he at that hearing today he said that the Air Force had non-human material from a spaceship. So that's what the guy claimed in this hearing today.
Really?
So it's basically a government official saying that the government has aliens, but it says non-human material. So, it could be anything from a plant to maybe, because it's very vague when he says non-human,
Yeah, that could be an alien being. That's not human.
Yeah, but it really was intriguing because this guy used to have a very top position in the Air Force. He was the intelligence officer. So he was the guy who had access to classified information.
Right.
This pretty mind-blowing, and it's probably going to be a news story for the next week as you try to break it down more. But definitely a weird hearing when they start talking about finding aliens, man.
Wow.
You notice how they kind of have changed the name of a UFO to a different word?
Yeah, a UAP, but I understand because they think it could be foreign entities too. So UAP stands for unidentified, especially since we have drones now, they classify as that, but it's still a UFO, it's just not a flying object because we're not even sure if they're flying. There's no exhaust coming out of them. That's the strangest thing is that all these spaceships they go so fast, but they have no gas exhausts. They have to be running off of a fuel source that we don't have any idea about.
Why is that? Because planes don't actually leave an exhaust. What you see is actually not their exhaust.
Well, but they leave a heat signature. We'll say that. So, there's the heat that comes out behind any fire engine that we have. It's part of an engine, but they have no heat profile that they see with these objects. They they just fly through the air at incredibly fast speeds, and they leave no heat behind. That really blew my mind, Jimmy. Thanks for reminding me because I kind of forgot. And I actually thought Waylon was going to talk about it tonight on his current events, but I don't think he had heard about it because it happened at
tomorrow.
No, he did a current events tonight on the Grow Fam. I thought, that was a history with kind of current events.
Yeah, the history of
But it happened. The hearing happened at 2 p.m. today, so it was kind of late when I heard the news. And Sinead O'Connor died.
Give me
Breaking out again, Jimmy.
Your music's so loud. I think that's
what's. Let me turn it down a little. See if that helps.
That's better.
No, you were just breaking up when you were talking, is all I heard. But also, Sinead O'Connor died today, man. Rest in peace.
Holy cow.
Yeah, she's 56 years old. There's still nothing heard about how she died, but nothing compares to you, man. That song was a hit. I don't care what you say. That song was huge when she covered that Prince song.
Tony Bennett just died not too long ago, too.
Yeah. He lived a long life, though, but I was kind of surprised to see she died at 56.
Yeah, she was young.
Hey, remember she ripped up the Pope's picture on Saturday Night Live in 1990 when she sang that song.
Oh, wow.
Because she was against the Irish Catholic Church.
I bet that caused a big scuttlebutt.
It did. It almost,
Oh, yeah.
almost ruined her career, didn't it? Yeah, but she came back from it. I mean, that song was too big of a hit for just Sinead O'Connor to disappear.
Yeah.
A lot of people consider that like one of the top, 25 songs. Would that have been the 90s or 80s? I think nothing it's considered 80s.
Now that was a chick that shaved her head, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, you also had other musicians supporting the same cause.
Right.
Like,
I shaved mine.
U2.
I know I shaved mine for cancer. My uncle and a friend of mine was going through cancer, and then I just liked the haircut, so I kept it.
Huh.
It's easy, low maintenance. You're done.
There we go. They're live. They got a 10-minute countdown.
Oh shit.
What happened to their video? Did it freeze? Oh, I'm not on play. There we go.
Similar to be a very exciting one, especially if you're joining us from the Space Coast tonight, where you should be in for some beautiful nighttime landing views.
Oh,
And now,
this
as
is nighttime
promised,
landing.
here's a
Too,
bit
pretty
more
rare.
information about our customer and satellite today.
I can turn that down a little.
For over half a century, we've been
Waylon was wondering who this company was, so here's the actual
and things around the world. Innovation runs deep in our veins.
Hughes Jupiter.
The two-way VSAT.
It's about the company that's shooting it
to
off.
inventing satellite internet in the 1990s.
So they're gonna bring
launching the first modern era
that's what it talks about.
telecommunication satellite in the 2000s. We've tackled the biggest connectivity challenges and applied our engineering excellence to uncover innovative ways to connect the unconnected. Since
It'd
the
be out
launch
there in
of
the comments
first
at HughesNet. I've never really
high-throughput
messed with them before, but that's who's
we
shooting
have
this satellite
engineered
off.
some of the highest capacity broadband satellites in the world. And now, our latest and greatest innovation launches a new era.
I like how the
of
company made a
connectivity.
promo for it.
Jupiter 3, the world's largest commercial communication satellite. 26 feet tall when stowed, it boasts 14 solar panels unfurled.
Jimmy, we got a 9-minute, 8-minute, 27/7 countdown.
This massive satellite was purpose-built and engineered like no satellite
That's
before.
cool. Where are they launching from?
It's from Florida.
To bring Jupiter 3
NASA's
to
headquarters.
life.
What up, Terry?
Anticipated next generation ultra high density.
SpaceX now has their own
doubles the
facility
size
at
of the
NASA
Hughes
now.
Jupiter fleet
Their own
and brings
building.
total throughput to more than 1 terabit per second, enabling more capacity, better service, and faster speeds. With 300 highly concentrated spot beams, Jupiter
be an
3
expensive
expands
satellite.
our reach to nearly 80% of the population across North and South
80%,
America.
dang.
The
One
engineering
satellite.
ingenuity built into Jupiter 3 will expand the connected experience. For the family in Ohio, streaming movies on a Friday night. For the student in Mexico, expanding her horizons with access to technology and educational tools. For the farmer in rural Idaho, monitoring the weather each day to manage his crops. For the executive, flying from New York to Los Angeles,
I need that kind of service
holding
there.
a meeting over first-class Wi-Fi in the sky. For the senior in Montana, consulting with his doctor by telehealth.
That
For
is
the
important.
ranger at a national park,
people who live, elderly
coordinating
people who live in
real
very
time
rural
with
places
emergency
can't access.
responders. For the
Mhm.
grower in Brazil, expanding her family business nationwide and internationally. For the entrepreneur in Ecuador, promoting his business and taking customer orders. For the grandmother in Mississippi, meeting
That's
her
short.
new
You did this in the
grandchild
heat,
by
Terry?
video chat. All this and more as Jupiter 3 launches a new era of
For the
Good
ease
night,
of
Terry. Have a
facial
good buddy.
recognition.
Pretty cool.
join us.
I've actually never seen a satellite company or make their own
With
promo like
liftoff
that.
just about 6 minutes and 15 seconds from now, the vehicle
But
and
this is the
payload
largest
are
satellite
the
ever
payload
shot off
is
by
well
humans, so
underway
this
on the
is
launch
pretty
pad.
historic too.
Speaking of the launch pad, you may often hear the pad on your screen referred to as Historic Launch Complex 39A, and there's good reason for that. LC-39A was originally built to support the Apollo program with the goal of landing humans on the moon. This launch pad eventually supported the Apollo 11 mission to the lunar surface, carrying NASA astronauts Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and Michael Collins in July of 1969. So we're just about a week past the 54-year anniversary. And after numerous launches of the Saturn V and Space Shuttle
It's got a long
vehicles,
ways to Saturn V, but Saturn V
SpaceX
is still
in
the most powerful rocket ever built.
Since then, we've launched 66 missions and 38 humans to space from Launch Complex 39A.
But it was a very dangerous
Today's
rocket.
mission will mark SpaceX's 249th overall mission to date, our 67th mission from 39A, and 50th launch of 2023. We look forward to reaching even greater space milestones on this launch pad for years to come. Now, coming up next, we should hear the call out for strong back retract.
Yeah, no problem, Gabriel. I'm a space geek, so we like sharing this kind of stuff.
That's Gabriel.
Gabriel. Sorry,
that's a hard one. Yeah, that's
an issue that I have around names. Trust me, I dated a girl once, and I had to ask her name 15 times. That was embarrassing.
For mission control confirming that we are pressurizing the tanks ahead of strong back retraction. Next up, the clamp arms around the second stage, which you can't really see because they're being obscured by those LOX clouds there, are going to begin to open. And that truss
This is going to be awesome watching these things land tonight, too. I don't think I've ever seen the nighttime landing of dual rockets. 4:20 on the countdown. Let's smoke.
I mean, I shot a 46. I ain't under 45, I'm bitching.
Again, those clouds that you see forming around the vehicle.
Well, better get in here. He's going to miss this.
Are these going to take off and then they're going to land them? I don't understand the whole landing thing.
Yeah, they're going to land us 2 side boosters. The third booster on the middle is, I do not believe they land. They said it's not worth it because it goes too far out into space to bring back.
There you can see coming
that
out
one
from
gets
behind
dumped
those
into the
clouds,
ocean.
we have had the clamp arms open up around Falcon Heavy in preparation for liftoff.
So there are 3 rockets. There's 27 engines, 9 engines on each rocket. So these are the Merlin engines. Pretty powerful.
The arms are pulling away.
This initial retraction is just a slight movement. Ahead of liftoff, we'll see full retraction so that Falcon Heavy can clear the launch.
Anytime. I can't wait till we're going to do a live launch in middle of August. We're going to be shooting 4 astronauts off.
Liquid oxygen.
When they shoot astronauts off, that's when everything's a lot more serious.
We're expecting that here in
right.
just about a minute.
Because they take a lot of different protocols when they're shooting humans.
That would be cool to actually go down to Florida and watch nearby.
Yeah.
When the Falcon Heavy shoots off, they sell out all the hotels. There's probably, I guarantee you, 10,000 people in nearby. It's a huge tourist destination when these events happen. All the hotels and restaurants, make a lot of money. Plus, this is a massive rocket. You get to see it at night, so that's even more kind of special because they don't normally do stuff like this. And also, the night launches, you'll see it. It's really weird.
Just about 25 seconds left of liquid oxygen.
Pictures of people in North America taking pictures of this thing shooting off, and it looks so weird because it makes this kind of aura as the gas interacts with the atmosphere. So it makes all these really weird colors at night. So a lot of people think they're seeing UFOs when they see this thing shooting off, and they don't know it is because it's so weird looking from a very far distance away.
I can believe that.
Oh, there's Waylon. Just in time, man. You got 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Really?
Yeah, he looks like he's shooting it off at 10:04 tonight. He wasn't messing
really
around.
Gorgeous views of Falcon Heavy on the launch pad tonight.
Hit the limit. Let's see. We're in my group. That's good. Let me just go to my profile.
Tracking is going to be the announcement that Falcon
Rumble
Heavy
would be nice. You're not even on Rumble. Oh, yeah, you are.
Yeah, I'm on my Rumble. I'm on my YouTube too.
Count in the lead up to liftoff.
Yeah, no one's watching on YouTube, are they?
About T-1 minute is when we expect to hear that call out, and that's also when stages 1 and 2 will begin to pressurize for launch.
Find out.
What's up, everybody? Just joining my profile into the stream here with Dan, the Mushroom Man, Didn't put me in the title. Thanks, Dan. But I'm here with him anyway.
Oh, you can change it.
I'm
As
just
you may
kidding.
have just heard over the nets,
I did put it in your group. I did put with Waylon in your group.
We're waiting for other updates
Oh.
from Mission Control, so
I
stay
believe I
tuned,
put that.
and we'll come back with an update as soon as we can.
They reset the launch? Yep, that's usually what happens. Something happened at the end there, and they reset it to 15 minutes. It's called recycle, and they'll recycle the clock and just make sure everything's right. Usually it's some data. They have a lot of data that comes back, and sometimes the data is kind of screwy. They'll stop the launch for a second. But they never scrub these missions. Their rocket is pretty flawless. The only reason they ever scrub them is weather. So like, maybe you didn't come in. You just came in right on time, Waylon. Maybe you got 15 more minutes.
You should let me add my Rumble in there.
Won't let you?
I'm trying to decide if there's one of the two. The group is
whatever you just shared to. We just doubled in views. Now we're at 20 people watching.
My profile.
Well, I guess I can look. Duh.
Yeah, it's I got
Roster Rhino. We got 9 people coming in from over there. What's going on?
4 from the profile. 10.
What's going on, Diana? How you doing? What's going on, Chuck? Elisa May, Gary,
Most people.
Joseph. I don't know who Facebook user is. I believe that may be for somebody from your group, Waylon. So
I should say here. One person on my group.
Somebody, there's a Facebook user. I don't know who it is. He just said, "Hey, what's up?" Besides the rocket. Not that guy. That guy. Just rolling a fat one. Yeah, roll a fat one, and then you can watch this thing shoot off with us. Pretty amazing, man. Get high, watch rockets. I thought it was the group, the Facebook groups, because last time I shared this to the Facebook groups, and the first time I got that notification about having people sign the Facebook waiver. If you live in the Florida region, or more like, I think you can see it in Georgia as well as Mississippi and Louisiana, so you may be able to see it from those areas and get a good view, but definitely Florida.
All parties on countdown 1, please be advised that we have scrub for the night on Falcon Heavy.
Oh, they scrubbed it together. Why?
What?
Somebody farted.
Somebody farted. It was probably Elon Musk. We'll find out, and we'll just chill and smoke then.
If you've been following along, you know we had an abort during the countdown tonight at T-minus 1 minute and 5 seconds. Prior to that, the countdown was proceeding nominally. And keep in mind that the purpose of the countdown is to help us catch potential issues prior to flight. There are 1,000 ways that a launch can go wrong and only one that it can go right. So given that, we are overly cautious on the ground. And if the team or the vehicle sees anything that just looks even slightly off, they'll stop the countdown. Again, the vehicle and payload are in good health, but this will end our launch attempt for today.
Oh.
Our next launch opportunity is tomorrow around the same time. So keep an eye on our
We
social
had to do this last time. Remember, Waylon, when he did this the first time and then they scrubbed it?
Today. We'll see you next time.
That's the thing about space launches. Damn you, SpaceX. But we can talk about aliens. That was that's definitely an interesting story that Jimmy was talking about. I'll find the YouTubes and
All right, I'm gonna go get a drink anyway. I'll be back.
It was the hearing on aliens today, on UFOs.
I'm gonna grab a drink too. I'll be right back.
Sounds good. Got a few different sources here.
When you reported
face any repercussions with your superiors, yes or no?
No.
No. I've actually never seen anything personally, believe it or not. So.
All right. And then do you believe there's an active disinformation campaign within our government to deny existence of UAPs? Yes or no?
I don't have an answer to that.
I need to find a better story on this.
As previously stated publicly, yes.
I think previously with like Project Blue Book, yes, but currently I don't speak for the United.
Let's see if I can find one here. Congressional hearing.
Yeah, I haven't seen any news reports. I was actually watching the live stream of the hearing.
Yeah. A lot of these look like they are live streamed because they're like 2.5 hours long. So I'm just trying to find a story that may talk about it. But it was so fresh in the news. Here, I'll do a news story. Non-human. That's how he described it. There's a news, 15 seconds. This one's. There we go.
We start
Fox
tonight with
News.
something.
Was there that one?
I couldn't
is
believe
weird.
this story when it broke late today. Truly out of this world. It's hard to think of anything that, frankly, is more significant than this tonight. According to what is now an explosive
This happened today, people,
expose
so this
of
is an interesting
publications
story.
and debrief, a former Intel official turned whistleblower has given Congress and the Intel community, Inspector General, extensive classified information about deeply covert programs that he says
We have an
possess
Air Force intelligence
retrieved
officer who
and
claims that
intact
the
and
government has
partially
intact non-human.
craft
It's crazy.
of non-human origin. Now, this whistleblower is not some kook. His name is David Charles Grush, and he's a decorated former combat officer in Afghanistan, as well as a veteran of the National Geospatial Intel Agency and the National
Oh, this
Reconnaissance
guy's
Office.
decorated, so that's.
Now, it was in that office where he
There's
served
no
as
reason
the
he would lie like
representative
that.
to the
I don't think he
Unidentified
would.
Aerial Phenomena Task Force. Here he is in his own words.
When you say crash retrieval, what do you mean?
These are retrieving non-human origin technical vehicles, call it spacecraft if you will. It's probably not the right parlance, but
He claimed that the government has these vehicles still, huh?
vehicles that have either landed or crashed.
Oh, the electric vehicle? No, but like other
Oh,
whistleblowers
the electric
we've heard
vehicles.
from of late, the government bureaucracy.
My guess
will
is there's some kind of nuclear
undoubtedly
power.
Try to discredit Mr. Grush's account. But anticipating the fallout, he's warning that such ongoing government denial of this 80-year arms race, what he calls it, would be extremely dangerous for mankind, inhibiting our ability to be prepared for an unexpected non-human intelligence contact scenario. Joining us now is Ryan Graves, a former FA-18 Super Hornet pilot for the Navy, who says
I also have a
came
weird
across
book
these
that
types
kind of
of
goes with
aircraft.
the story.
Ryan, I was stopped today and everything
I
was
did
doing.
stop too. I sat
This
down
came
and I
out
saw it. I
late
was like,
today.
what in the world?
But do you agree this is, at this point, about safety and our own national security at this point?
Oh, absolutely. It's never stopped being about our national security.
Come
What
on, if
David
there's
has
really
been able
aliens
to
out
do
there,
and
we
the
have
courage
no
that he's been
chance
able to
against it. This is
demonstrate
no
coming forward, I think, are exactly what Congress
pretty
was hoping
ignorant
for
to
when
say-
they've
to
enacted
think that we
laws
have.
in the last National Defense Authorization Act in order to enable just this.
Now, what you saw when you were on the F-18, when you were piloting the F-18, describe for us specifically.
Certainly. We were flying out off the coast of Virginia Beach on a daily basis.
Well, so
and we
this is
started
that story
noticing
today
on
I
our
was talking
radar,
about
on our
the
camera systems,
they're
and
talking
also
about
on walls, what appeared
that
to
the
be
U.S. has alien
clear black
aircrafts.
cubes inside of clear translucent spheres. These objects were typically anywhere between 250 and 350 knots and performing meandering maneuvers or
Waylon,
even
did you hear
straight
about the story
maneuvers,
today? It broke
upwards
about
of
2 p.m.
supersonic. This actually lines up quite well with what
Mhm.
Dr. Sean Kirkpatrick of the All Domain Anomaly Resolution Office initially or has recently communicate as being the most prevalent type
Congressional
of object.
hearings
People
on
see previous
UFOs.
research. Spherical objects
Well,
that
we should
travel
talk about it
anywhere
tomorrow.
from 0 to
Yeah, let's play it back to here. I'll start here because the first 5 minutes is few minutes is what tells it.
Truly out of
Whoa,
this
whoa, whoa,
world.
whoa! I
It's
got
hard to think of
to
anything
take my
that,
stuff off of
frankly,
here
is
before you
more
do the
significant
plagiarized
than this
stuff.
tonight. According
It's
to
a
what is
news.
now an
There's no
explosive
They're going
expose
to
in the
copyright claim
publication
you for playing a news station that you have to pay to watch.
Has given Congress and the intel community, Inspector
I've
General,
never had any issues with it.
extensive
The news on the
classified
YouTube are considered
information
educational.
about deeply covert
That's why they
programs
never
that
copy
he
it.
says
The copyright, they
possess
just say that you're
retrieved
allowed to.
and intact and
I thought that's-
functionally intact
I've seen them copyright claim
non-human
"Happy Birthday"
origin.
song on Facebook.
Now, this whistleblower
The
is
Happy
include.
Birthday
His
song.
name is David Charles Grush, and he's a decorated.
So far,
former
YouTube hasn't
combat
pulled it off
officer
because
in
if I was,
Afghanistan,
YouTube
as
would
well
pull it
as a
immediately.
veteran
Their AI
of
would.
the National
Not YouTube. I'm talking about
Geospatial
Facebook.
Intel Agency.
Oh no, YouTube will
and
catch
the
it more than
National
Facebook.
Reconnaissance
It doesn't matter. No one's even
Now,
watching
it was
it
in
on
that
YouTube.
office where he
No,
served
if
as
it
the
if it finds
representative to
so
the
a video playing
unidentified
another
aerial
video on
phenomena
YouTube, it
task
usually
force.
copyrights it and
Here
then
he is in his
cancels
own
the
words.
stream.
When you say crash retrieval, what do you
At least it did last time I did it.
These are retrieving non-human origin technical vehicles. Call it spacecraft if you will.
Retrieving non-human origin technical vehicles.
No kidding.
Wow.
So he claimed that they had no humans in them.
Vehicles that have either landed or crashed.
Hi, Crystal.
Are they electric vehicles? No.
Are they
But like other
electric?
whistleblowers we've heard from of late, the government bureaucracy will
JB?
undoubtedly try to discredit
Interview with
Mr.
me.
Grush's account. But anticipating the fallout, he's warning that such ongoing government denial of this 80-year arms race, what he calls it, would be extremely dangerous for mankind.
You have a show,
inhibiting our
JB?
ability to be prepared for an unexpected non-human intelligence contact scenario. Joining us now is Ryan Graves, a former
Waylon, he does music. JB is a musician.
So JB, are you wanting to come on as a guest, or do you want to interview me? Oh, okay. Do one on me, okay. X, you said an interview with me. Yeah, that's true. I don't know. I just need to put you in the book here.
I guess we don't.
I thought you did a while back, to be honest with you. Or you guys are talking about it. You said something about. Oh, I don't know.
If I talked to him right then and there, I would have put it in, but I don't think I have them in there.
It says that they had that the U.S. government has non-human origin aircrafts that had biologics in it. Do you think maybe it was like plants or something? Because they don't ever claim what he said it was. He said it was just non-human material,
worms or something.
Interesting.
JB, it's JB, right? I could put you down on the 21st of August. 21st of August. How about that?
What's tomorrow anyway that you talk about aliens and UFOs?
You didn't see you're a co-host on the show. You didn't see the event?
Yeah, that works. What time?
You may have seen the event, but I was busy today, so sometimes I don't pay attention to the subject.
You can
I saw the event.
Just say you didn't check it out yet. It's we're gonna look at current events. Like we're gonna all sort of separately look up different stuff that we can find out find.
That's right.
And just sort of
you talking about it.
Crystal, thank you. I know Steve-O got me some beard oil. That is so awesome. He's such an awesome dude.
August 21st is your birthday, Stephanie. That's awesome. Happy early birthday.
The 21st. So it looks like we may be trying to go on. Maybe we'll just go the rocket launch on people in the boxes. It'll happen tomorrow at 10:05, probably 10:05 p.m.
JB, I put you down tentatively for the 21st. If you have any problems with that, just let me know, and then we can always move it back. Everything else in August and further is all open, but I'm booked until the 21st right now. But just to make it clear, it is to play for 10 minutes. It's like a little intermission that I set up. I had one guy come on, and he was even in the backstage, all the way up to that point and didn't know he was going to be playing music. He thought he was just there for an interview. I'm like, well, I call it the musician intermission for like a 10-minute, little sesh where we can groove out and smoke, and everybody gets to, listen to get some exposure on a new artist or whatever. But sometimes and then afterwards we can talk to you and find out where you're going to be and where can people find you and all that.
The pharmacy.
Jimmy Mead. I ain't touching it.
But
Oh, anytime I get any sort of notification, it boots me off StreamYard when I'm on there. So anybody that's messaging me on Messenger while I'm on StreamYard, don't do it.
There you go. Now people know. We'll find out later why it was scrubbed. I've never seen them scrub a Falcon 9 launch. But that is only the seventh time. There's only 7 times they've shot that off, so they don't have a lot of experience with it. Although NASA puts people on rockets that they've only shot off once, so.
But they're NASA. They're experts. Uh-oh. Breaking up some new juice.
So the way NASA builds rockets is they build them and they cross their fingers they don't blow up. NASA or SpaceX actually shoots them off, hopes they blow up, and then learns from it until they get it perfect.
Right.
That's called rapid development. That's how you rapidly develop a product. You kind of fuck up all the time, and then you learn from all those fuck ups to build something better. That's why it's funny when people see these rockets crash, these experimental rockets, they think it failed, but that's how science is. Failure it teaches so much more than succeeding, and even Elon Musk understands that. The government can whistle blow these nuts. I think that's how Elon Musk feels too. He's pretty he definitely puts his fists and middle finger up to the government a lot. And then blows shit up. He's asking us what we all do for fun.
What's up, Adam?
Everybody got quiet. I thought maybe everybody muted themselves.
I'm just
This is your rodeo. I'm just along for the ride.
Oh, well, I was just asking. Cindy asked us what we all do for fun. Somebody would answer.
I want to make sure it's clear to everyone that it's Dan who looks bad that the rocket didn't launch tonight, not me. Only Dan.
This is the other time we did it too. It didn't launch. Remember that one time we had a scrub, and then I think this might have been the third time we've actually dealt with the scrub. But that's the way that shooting rockets are. They have to, like she said, there's 400 things that can go wrong and only one thing that can go right. And,
Donna, they didn't say why, but they had an abort, and then they ended up scrubbing the launch altogether.
Then they're going to come in second after Elon is done. What? What does that mean?
No. He said it said Hitler going to come in second.
Oh, yeah. What does that mean?
Because that person thinks Elon is worse than Hitler, evidently. UAPs we see around traveling through wormholes, not through space.
Yeah, I honestly, it intrigues me too in aliens because it almost makes me think that they have something to do with what we do when we die. Like what like where do we go when we die? What the hell are these things?
Well, you could consider a lot of biblical talk about aliens as angels and the 10th planet, the Nibiru, Planet X or whatever.
Well, maybe they're people, the people who put us here, come here and monitor us after they billions of years ago.
Supposedly Satan lives on another planet. He's on the planet X, and the devil does his bidding here on this planet.
But I mean,
that's part of the lore. Has anyone heard this before?
That's biblical right there.
That's what I mean. Yeah, and they about part of the theology, I should say. And so like when you could actually look at aliens and heaven as like a different planet with beings that are not human, and a lot of that could be interchangeable.
Yeah, I mean I think they would be pretty ignorant and stupid to not think there's something else out there for how big this place
there's
is.
a scientist that was on Rogan the other day, and I forget what kind of scientist he was, but he was talking about how science continually proves design. It proves that there was design, and he was talking about how there's one miracle that everyone knows happened that you can't get around, which would be like what you might think of the Big Bang or the creation of the universe or whatever. That was a miracle. Like there's nothing. I mean, it's nothing short of a miracle.
I think this James telescope's proving that too. That the Big Bang is not really what we thought it was.
Well, but then the question just keeps going. Like, what made that? What made that? What made that? Like everything all the way down the road, all the way down.
Your brain kind of can't fathom it. Like what was on the other side of existence before the world existed? Like.
Yep, you just can't. So my point is like the science keeps proving that there had to be design within all of this.
Yeah.
And like the number of things that have to go right for a planet to support life is like the number just keeps going up and up and up of like all the things that have to be just right in order for stuff to happen. It's interesting, to say the least. Well, I think humans are like cockroaches. We're going to infest the universe. We're going to colonize the universe eventually. If we can get past the Fermi's paradox. I believe that has to do with our asteroid belt, or our asteroid belt that we get close to it every couple dozen thousand years, and we get close to it, and then every now and then we pull one end, and then it's like, oh, back to square one. We have to get around that. We have to start mining asteroids quickly. We have to learn how to stop meteors and mine it. That's my opinion.
I don't think he's moving the smartest humans off Earth. The fact that actually NASA is bringing people who are obese, people with heart issues, people who are willing to pay to go up to space, and then they're studying them how to, an unhealthy human.
Oh yeah,
Earth. Because NASA is interested when they do these SpaceX, these private launches with people who have money.
Well, anyone who's smart knows that genetics
I don't think
work that
these
way.
people who have money aren't the smartest people, but he wants to bring 1 million people to Mars, and he wants to bring electricians, people who in different, industries. So he's not really like trying to bring just the smartest people. But
he
likes to hire the smartest people. That is the way he works. He will go to other places and take their employees, go to NASA and be like, I'll give you $100,000 more a year if you come work for me. And that's other companies don't like that, but that's the way he works.
It's called poaching.
Yeah. But I mean, if he wants to do that, then so be it. And he's paying all of his employees really well. And sounds like a proud place to live, from what I've heard. People are pretty proud to work for SpaceX.
The Anunnaki crystal, is that what you were talking about?
Well, that's the whole Hebrew thing you were just talking about. The Anunnaki are the aliens that came here.
That's the thing is that the tablets of the Babylonian, or is it Babylonian tablet? The Sumerian tablets. The Sumerian tablets, yes. I knew that. Those tablets are older than the Bible, but the story is almost identical, other than a few twists on the differences, like more astrological, more about like planets being powerful and stuff, rather than a single god. And there's a whole story through that tells you why we ended up with the single god, which makes a lot of sense. If you were a group of aliens and you all divided up or spread out amongst the planet, and and like started to lord over the planets like beings, which were us. One of them ultimately killed the other ones and wanted to be the only one in charge, and then that's why we say Amen, Amen Ra. That's what the thought is anyway. Don't kill me out there, you folks who believe in certain whatever it is. You got to realize like their story's older than the Bible. It's like, holy cow. I think the Bible is a general, even if it's nothing else, it is a general good collection of like.
I always have said it's a blueprint for peaceful cohabitation.
Yeah, and restarting existence after we get hit by an asteroid every so often.
I think I shared this book last time I was on here, but this is actually by a guy who used to work for the government.
Val wants the link. Oh, you got it. Okay,
I got it to her. And this book right here, it's called the CE5 Handbook. And I bought it because I thought it was so weird, but it has like ancient meditation ways to meditate, and you're supposed to meditate and communicate with other aliens from other dimensions. And there's YouTube videos of this on the internet. It's actually really intriguing. People like line up on the beach with like groups of 20 people, and all of a sudden these lights appear in like the distance. And this guy, he says he knows how to communicate with aliens. And what's weird is he actually has a lot of proof, because you can watch countless videos of actually people who do it. And I'm not saying I believe it, but I find it really intriguing. You're supposed to meditate and use your mind to connect with other civilizations, it says, and that's the way it works. So weird science like that I kind of find intriguing.
Acacia.
That is.
But he also claims that the government right now is eventually going to tell us that these aliens are dangerous and that we need to take care of them, which seems to be kind of happening. Like the government's like,
wait a minute, what?
Like these things are dangerous, but in fact they're not. They've been around for many years.
Yeah.
They've never harmed any of.
I don't know. Lisa May says, or that Joe says that the Bible's written by the government and it's what the government wants you to do. I don't know, Joe.
Well, that was before governments.
Thou shalt not kill or whatever. Like don't kill, don't steal. I don't know if that's just something the government doesn't want you to. I think everyone.
It's not really just the government. The Bible is your fucking handbook to slavery.
Yeah, you got to remember when that was written. It was written when religion was like
religion was government,
ruled over government.
And you have to remember that there were many authors and many interpretations. And
but in general, there's a lot of good stories of like general
it's a good fairy tale.
Like fables of good lessons. There's a lot of good lessons to be learned in the stories. That's what it was. There were stories of how to interact. And I'm telling you, the thing that makes the most sense is that we have been busted back down multiple times, where we've been up to several 100 million people multiple times. We got busted back down by whatever it was, meteor, solar flare, you name it. And the Bible is a good way to keep us surviving and build up the race again. Think about it. No masturbation. What do you think that means, man? Come on now. There wasn't a lot of people around when the Bible was first written. If you're just out there masturbating, you're wasting your seed, which means there's not more people being made, which means it's all about survival. I think it's mostly a survival book. It's about how to cohabitate, like Jimmy said, but you have to cohabitate in order for us to build civilization back up.
I agree.
I think the Bible was written by somebody who was on a psychedelic.
Nah, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of authors like saying. You can't get specifics out of it because there's too many authors and there's too many misinterpretations when they translate and stuff. But I think it's a good collection of like wisdom in there.
Did you remember when that was
nothing
written,
wrong with it?
When that was written, they were actually using a lot of magic mushrooms in that time.
For sure, I think that has a huge thing.
If you could look deeper into the Santa Claus story, that's actually kind of where Santa Claus came from. He was a guy who was on mushrooms, and the story, the red hat and all his red was actually the
whole holy anointing oil. That anointed Christ and anointed all the prophets and whatnot. In the Bible, the holy anointing oil was made from cannabis.
Do they mention anything about mushrooms in the Bible? I've never really looked deep into it. Or
they used to do ergot. Ergot was a big
they
thing.
called it something else.
Ergot is acid, is LSD.
Yeah, but we make it out of strychnine.
Huh?
We make it out of strychnine now. They didn't.
No, we
make it out of
don't.
strychnine.
Nuh-uh.
Wasn't that what they used to do? Like turning.
People used to say that shit, but I don't know. I don't think it really ever was.
I just remember hearing it. So Lisa May says, "Are we going to hell?" Yeah, Lisa, you can look at it as a spiritual and an energy thing. If you have negative energy your whole life and you have this sort of deep, dark, negative energy by doing bad things, you might go to a negative place. Like you might, like, I think of it as energy transfer. Energy doesn't get destroyed, right? So we might go to, say, a different dimension, another plane of existence, and then you might call that heaven or you might call that hell. And it might also be, it might suck in one place and it might be really awesome in the other place. You don't know.
Right, Cindy. They drink a lot of
Bible and
wine.
all that is a really
Good
good
vibrations.
story, and it teaches, it kind of teaches people how to live as a good human being. But that's, that's about all I see. It's a really good story.
Well, if you have good vibrations and good manifestations, the universe
all
will
of it's good.
return you with positive things.
Yeah.
So maybe that the truth that if you when you die, you got all those positive things you do turn into something positive in an afterlife.
Right, karma
by the universe. Yeah, you kind of see it in other species too. There's like this karma that exists among everything. The natural selection is always, stuff like that.
Crystal, you almost said something I thought was going to get you banned. Too much for the comments. Yeah, you could always come up in audio only like Val or like me. Watch this. Hello. Right. Steve-O's with us now, everybody.
Yay.
So Steve-O.
I'm a mushroom. Look at me go.
I've been here the whole time, by the way. I was commenting on the other page. Apparently you didn't see me.
What other page?
On the...
You were commenting on Whalen's page. That's where I gave you the link.
The market. Right. We're on Whalen.
We can see those comments.
Yeah, it came up. That's why I went over there, but I knew you were either on
I came over here.
I got a nugget in my circle.
Does that mean you need to clean out your shorts, Rhino?
Your mushroom
Sorry, I thought.
I like how my mushroom vibrates when I talk.
Oh my.
Yeah, that's cool.
Sounds like you're moving too much.
Oh, there you go. It does too.
That's cool.
You think yours is the only one that does?
No, I didn't see anybody else is doing it until it just did it with his. You got to talk loud enough to get it to monitor.
Yeah.
But by the way, I'm gonna have to get going, you guys. I keep staying up too late. I'm too tired the next morning. I gotta get
buddy.
But yeah, I'm gonna have a good episode tomorrow night, and then Sunday. Man, Sunday's gonna be fun. Sunday we're gonna play a new game. I think we're gonna play it on the screen instead, just to kind of mess around with it at first. It's not gonna be super intense. It's gonna be more about working it out. But yeah,
learning.
Yeah, because look, I could do this.
They didn't find a UFO. The UFO hearing today was about past UFOs. Yeah, I think he was specifically talking about something from the 60s or something long ago where that's what the government has, a ship and some kind of body or something.
Hey, Dan, how far do you think you are from Piedmont, Missouri? You ever heard of Piedmont, Missouri?
You should have just asked me if you ever heard of it first.
In the 60s, there was a Roswell-like event that happened there.
I think I've read that. I have a book that's called Weird Events That Happened in Missouri, and I think that event's explained in there. I think it's right actually here.
See, look, you guys, I could do this, right?
Cool.
And then I could even put things over the top of that for the pieces. So like I could put people's faces, or I could do whatever I want for the movable board pieces. Where are we at? Let me pull myself up real quick.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I'm going to be in the cannabis corner.
Hey, that looks cool, Waylon.
So right. I mean, I'll probably do a better picture at some point, but like I wanted the blocks nice and big because there might be a reason to be on the same block as somebody else. But there's, as you can see at the bottom, there's 6 spots for teams. Be 6 teams, but those 6 teams are going to go through the whole month. So say there's a pharmacy team, then no matter whether Jim is playing or not, and some random person from the audience might say they want to play, I'll throw them in under Big Jim's Pharmacy, so that'll move your piece along the board to the next week. Does that make sense? So
Yeah.
those teams will be set, but the people playing in the teams can change. But yeah, you see numbers on the board. Those are going to be different cards that mean different things. Number 3 is kind of a general questions, lots of different general questions along like my sponsors and my shows, things that are fairly easy.
You have to use your brain.
A little bit. This is going to be this is Maccabee's Live Market, the board game, guys. There's an end goal on the last week. So the end goal on this week is that you might see that orange ship. That orange ship, that's the certified ferry ride. If you see that in the middle of the screen there, pointing over to the docks. So we hop on the certified ferry ride to go across Leaf Cycle Lake to week number 2. So week number 2 will be Leaf Cycle. We'll be crossing Leaf Cycle Lake. I don't want to tell you anything more about number 2. So you might see over there by Great River Mushroom, there's a 5. That 5 is what is the donated gift card from Great River Mushrooms that Dan's already donated. So he won't have to give that up unless somebody decides to go down there and hit that number 5 if they can.
You didn't go, Joe.
What didn't go?
Yeah, I got scrubbed, Joe.
Yeah, it didn't go.
Yeah, Elon Musk, he scrubbed it. Oh.
Yeah. And so since Jay Frost, he's in Newfoundland, so there's not much I can get. We don't do anything exchanging back and forth. But around Cannabis Corner is a whole bunch of socials, whole bunch of social squares. So basically, anytime anyone gets around the corner on either side, the number 4 or the number 420 on the left side, there's going to be some socials around the Cannabis Corner for sure. So that's kind of like a for sure thing. And then there's a social at the end when everybody gets to the dock. There's a social when everyone gets out of the gates around the Foop Loop. Get that Foop Loop down there around by the intro area or the starting area. Get around the Foop Loop. You have to roll a 5 to get out of the gates. So you'll have to roll a 5 to get out. But once you get out, you'll have to wait, and then everybody gets out. We do actually, you won't have to wait. What am I saying? You don't have to wait. What now?
Just one game piece each.
One game piece each. Yep. Because that game piece is going through the whole month. It's a week. It's a week-to-week thing. Anyway, I gotta take this down. That's all you guys get for now.
It's hella cool.
I'll make it better at some point with an app or whatever. Oh, sorry. I'm going to get going. All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night.
See you later.
Good night, Waylon.
Later,
Cut off my profile.
No, we're going to leave it up there, and then we're going to say really bad things about your people over there.
No, you're go play some copyrighted videos or something.
Yeah, I'm going to try the worst thing I can. I'm going to play some Elton John all night.
Just you go and
What's wrong with Elton John?
There's much
nothing. But he probably has like 500 million views. YouTube it immediately.
I don't even want to speak the words, but there is a much worse idea.
I gotcha.
Much worse idea that you could really do bad. That's a bad idea. Good night, Crystal. Good night, everybody. Peace.
See you later.
I hate this
Hey,
broadcast.
Dan, you said something about that telescope that can look back at the Big Bang.
No, that's the cameraman for the porn industry.
Oh my god!
Well, there's a documentary that just hit Netflix about that thing today.
Oh right, they did make a pretty big, a newer discovery on the Big Bang. That must be what you're talking about. I didn't see it. We'll talk about it tomorrow. Then I'll check it out. If you see an article, if any of you guys see articles that are cool, send me a link and we'll check it out tomorrow.
It's a documentary on Netflix.
Or save it for current
What I
events.
saw.
That's tomorrow. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it is. Shit.
That'll be tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, 8:00 Central Time. Come check us out. Dan is on there, but I don't know if he remembers. So I'll try to remind him tomorrow. He's in the box. Let's see. Is it on here now?
My mind is usually so connected with the stuff I do every day. So my business is like today. I'm just doing a lot of construction.
There's only so much
more. So I'll look at something and my brain will be somewhere else, so I won't really look at it until I need to.
There it is.
I need to get my new picture, the one I'm in a canoe.
Send me a different picture. I'll fix it. All right. Peace, everyone. Love you. Peace.
Love you. Bye.
I think we were talking about this this story here, Jimmy. The James Webb Telescope.
Getting those images, including the newest one released today,
scientists rethink the understanding of the universe
is only part of the important work being done by the $10 billion telescope.
For the James Webb Space Telescope,
I think this is what
the hits just keep coming. One riveting image after another.
Crazy world out there, man.
Planets right here in our own solar system.
It's crazy to think that those places really exist. Blows my mind.
And the images did not
too far away to ever see with the human eye.
Nebula, Stephan's quintet.
But
and
it's there.
Spectacularly, this so-called deep field image showing thousands of galaxies stretching.
Those are galaxies too. I mean, we live in a galaxy. Those are thousands of them.
How much stunning science was in there as well?
Well, we're still working out the
Oh,
details.
it's called Unknown Cosmic Time Machine, Dan.
Gotcha.
He's been a senior scientist on Webb.
I'm sure they interview some of these same people.
Back in the mid-1990s.
I'm sure.
Well, I think the people are really interested in what are the surprises that we're getting out.
I recognize him.
First, they want to see the beautiful pictures and be told what those pictures are about. And then they say, well, what's new? What did you find out that we didn't know before? And of course, the big answers are the first galaxies grew differently than we expected, and we don't know why they're old.
I think that our understanding of the universe is really flawed. I really think that we only understand like 20% of it.
Oh,
it
not
operates
even that much.
in the infrared
Just don't understand the other parts.
Visible
We
to
are
our eyes.
as
It's
insignificant as
the
a
only
grain
way
of
to see the
sand.
most distant
I think
objects
there's other
in
laws of
space
physics that
are
exist that we don't
moving
know
away
about
from
yet.
us
Oh,
As
sure.
the universe expands. Before Webb launched, astronomers
Like
used
different dimensions, like you're talking about.
the Hubble Space Telescope to see galaxies that date to about 500 million years after the Big Bang.
Infinite possibilities of everything.
100 million
Have a
years
good night.
further back in time. Astronomers hope they might catch
Good night,
glimpses
Crystal.
of the universe
Good night,
before
Crystal.
stars and galaxies.
Cindy, I was on vacation last week kayaking at Lake of the
yet
Ozarks.
we see galaxies already exist at that time.
Mark Postman is interim deputy director at the Space Telescope Science Institute in Baltimore.
It doesn't refute Big Bang cosmology or
Is that
say we
fire
have
in
to
the hole,
start
Lisa?
from
I can't
scratch.
see it.
But what it does say is we do have to learn new ways of getting stars.
Yeah, some of
and
these stars were
galaxies
older than
assembled
they,
very quickly
much more mature than they
after
thought
the
they
Big
were.
Bang within
I'm gonna
a
turn
couple
this.
hundred million years.
But the most interesting findings for astronomers don't come from the eye candy the rest of us gobble up. Case in point, Uranus.
I have to say the word spectroscopy because that's what these science observations were all about. We have some images and they're fine, but the spectroscopy blew us away.
Heidi Hamill is a scientist on the Webb team who focuses on solar
It'll be
system
11:04
observations.
Eastern.
Webb's science instruments generate spectroscopy data that astronomers use to study the chemical
Yeah, tomorrow.
composition of objects in space. If we were to train one on Earth, we would detect the different compounds found here on this planet. For astronomers, a spectrograph is worth 1,000 pictures.
We are seeing evidence of chemistry that we had hypothesized. They're like textbook examples of chemistry,
Uranus.
of ethane and methane and acetylene and
Excuse you.
all this interesting
All those
dynamic
Uranus
stuff
jokes.
in the atmosphere of Uranus.
But yet the planet is
And that is
spectacular.
very interesting because that's new chemistry that we hadn't thought about.
Still, Heidi Hamill will confess
That
to
was an
being
amazing image,
wowed
too.
by a great image.
This is not processed at all. And then you.
I believe this has
How many filters? 3 in this? Is it always 3?
this picture only had 2.
Okay.
In Modesto, California, I sat down with someone who makes the visual magic happen. Judy Schmidt describes herself as a celestial artist.
How many images would you say
You got to give the images color.
processed over the years?
Oh gosh.
Give or take.
Hundreds.
Hundreds, okay.
She's a stay-at-home mom with a background in graphic design. Over the years, she's made a hobby out of processing and color-correcting astronomy images in her home office, posting her work on Flickr and Twitter.
You're trying to let us see something
I
we
have a
can't
bunch
see,
of those
right? That's hard.
saved in my
Yes,
computer.
but there's a natural order of wavelengths. So even though it's infrared, I'm still using the same, I guess, formula to put together an image, where the shortest wavelengths will be represented by blue, and then the medium wavelengths get represented
We
by
know
green.
this because they grow cannabis. You know that grow chart, the light chart. You give
Among
it the
her
light.
most celebrated
Yeah.
work, Hubble
Exactly what
images
it's
of the
telling.
comet Shoemaker-Levy 9
Oh, no, no.
impacting Jupiter
It's the
in
blue lights, yeah, the
1994.
blue spectrums
So
are
when
really
web
shorter and the reds are
scientists pulled
stronger.
down
and-
fresh images of Jupiter, Heidi Hamill gave Schmidt a crack at those too.
I just thought it was very fun and something to do with my life. And if I could make some astronomer's day by showing interest in their work and making a
Yeah, that
pretty
picture
image
showed
out of it,
that had a northern and southern magnetic pole.
So
You
you're
can see it
you're
in
like
the
the
image
dean of the citizen science image processors at this point.
that Jupiter has.
Do you imagine
Oh,
quitting?
makes
Or are
sense.
you going to keep going?
I don't feel like it will ever end as long as there's space telescopes
Jupiter has
in
what?
the sky.
It has like
There's little
poles.
concerns
You can see them on the
telescopes will fade
image.
away.
The poles were light green, and the sunlight was hitting the poles and doing like what our Earth does with
Absolutely.
the,
This is where
the
some of
northern
the
lights.
most
Oh,
But it happens on another planet.
have been
Oh my God.
put together, assembled, tested, and made ready to go into space.
I caught a glimpse
So
of
there-
NASA's
there are
next
other-
flagship
We got
observatory.
booted because it's gonna
Under
crash.
assembly at
Okay,
the
Jimmy.
Goddard Space Flight Center in Greenbelt, Maryland.
Love you.
Julie McEnery is the senior project scientist on the Nancy Space Roman Space Telescope.
They are growing hemp. They're growing hemp up in space
Webb.
right now.
Webb will look at a small region of the sky with exquisite sensitivity and sharpness.
Wow.
And it can tell you what's happening, right at the beginning, right at the earliest times in our universe. What Roman will do will tell you what happened between then and now.
The team hopes to launch by 2026. There is no doubt they have a tough act to follow. For the
For
PBS
sure.
NewsHour, I'm Miles O'Brien in Greenbelt, Maryland.
Crazy.
Crazy.
That telescope's awesome. I knew that was awesome when they launched it too. About a year ago. We did a live stream on that, I think too. Yeah.
Launched a telescope.
Yeah, that was the rocket you didn't want to blow up because the satellite on it was $7 billion.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
Yeah, they were really cautious with that one. It was crazy how they actually shot it off in Africa. Oh, in Southern America. There's this the tip of Southern America is a good place to shoot off rockets sometimes.
Wow, I never knew that.
And we have international partners that we use that have. There's like 4 places in the whole world to shoot off rockets. And there's another one in Europe. I think it's in Spain. I don't remember where, but they're actually located. They have to be located in the Earth where they can. Once you get up out in the space, it
Right.
makes more sense because you can't just shoot a rocket off from anywhere. In the
It has to
world.
do with the trajectory and all that.
That's why you're closer to the equator, the better. That's why Florida and Texas are so good.
Yeah.
Then you can get right to the equator and use the Earth to actually help you get speed.
Navigate and yeah.
Yeah, so when you start going to the moon, they're actually going to start slingshotting off the Earth. So they'll like go around the world twice and then slingshot it out and get the energy of the Earth to fling out in space. Yeah.
So cool.
Call it the Roy Rogers. No.
Patagonia, is it? I don't know.
That's his grown cannabis. That's in cannabis.
Well, let's just get getting ready to go to the moon.
All right. Good trip, Alyssa.
Right on. Yeah, it's pretty cool though. Like I said, I remember watching the space shuttle Challenger, the one that blew up with the teacher. I remember that going up, and it was just, I remember building up to it and watching the countdown and everything like that. The whole class was sitting there like on the edge of their seat, like ready for this thing to go off. It was pretty cool. Of course, the tragedy, but I mean, just the anticipation of waiting on that, and like tonight, I could feel that feeling again. I was like, all right, come on, fuck, damn it, screw it.
I was in Myrtle Beach. I lived on the Space Coast.
Oh, wow.
I lived in Merritt Island for.
I'm reading the story here. It says once cannabis becomes federally legal across the U.S., there are companies that have technology that may present a breakthrough to grow marijuana in space, and there are companies interested in doing it.
All right.
The unique microgravity environment space may even produce medical grade cannabis that's more effective than what we grow on Earth.
Yeah, so we can get hired, like Shane said.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to be making, I believe they're going to be growing organs on the moon. There are already hospitals talking about building space stations to grow organs in, because apparently growing organs in zero gravity is.
Yeah.
And then they'll ship the organs back down to Earth.
Then they'd have to make a strain called Ralph Cramden. To the moon, Alice.
Yeah. Would that be cool? Smoke some of that moon herb.
Yeah.
But I guess by the time that happens, we'll know a lot more about cannabis. I think they'll have the ability to get a lot more of the medical part out of it without the psychoactive effect.
Alyssa says, I'll bet that'd be some fire. Yeah. And literal moon rocks, really.
Yeah.
But I knew Canaveral, Cindy. Yeah.
I'll find that picture. There's actually a
There's
company
nothing like a launch from Cape Canaveral. That's just the ground shakes and
it's greenhouses.
Yeah, Stan, that's what I was thinking. Whole new meaning to moon rock.
Yeah. Moon rock sounds good.
Yeah, somebody just sent me a message, said they had some $2.50 an ounce. I'm like, really?
These people just selling cannabis on Facebook.
Well, it's a friend. It wasn't just like it wasn't just a random. But it was a good price. I thought, I was like, well, shit. I just can't swing it.
Actually, that's not too bad, huh? An ounce? Fuck.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was like, damn, fuck. If I had $2.50, I'd have jumped on it.
I actually sell mine for $150, but
I think Joe. Oh, sorry about that. Go ahead, Dan.
Oh, I said I usually sell my ounces for $150, but I just sell them to friends and stuff, so I like helping them out.
Right. Well, moon rocks, that's more than just.
Oh, you're talking about moon rocks. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Sure. Oh. Makes sense.
Where's this space greenhouse?
Where are you going?
I'm double checking, Joe.
Get over there.
Seen? Oh, moon rocks for 106. I don't know, Shane. Sean, I have no idea. I could be wrong too, Joe. I'm looking. I'm double checking.
It's right here.
Hi, Papa Dog.
Move your butt.
We don't want to see your brown-eyed dog. Turn around.
Kiss him.
Actually,
Kiss him. Hey, do you mind? Get out of the way. Move. Thank you. Good boy. What are you looking for?
this is actually the picture I was trying to find.
Goofball.
This is the greenhouse that a company is going to build in space, and that's what kind of it looks like.
Yeah,
But
that's true, Joe.
I think they're going to shoot by 2026. They'll have these floating around, and they're going to be like linked together. But
yeah,
it's a
me
big
too.
No.
Be able to grow.
my own smoke my own.
Could space greenhouses solve Earth's food crisis? I guarantee you, it probably will some. It'll be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, you never know with the different atmosphere. I don't know how that would work.
Oh, taquitos. Okay.
Taquitos. I was like, what is that?
Oh, taquitos. That's what I might have for my midnight munchies.
Yeah. That midnight munchies.
Yeah, I'm trying to gain a little weight.
So they opened. They had a space farming research center now in the United Arab Emirates that would research resilient crops, fly them in space, and subsequently test the ability of the crops to grow in arid conditions.
Lisa needs the link.
Jimmy says, "Damn you, Rhino."
Yeah. Where's she at? I wonder if you post the comment in here, will it post to all the links?
No, I don't think so.
I think she's
on Wayland.
Facebook froze over
I
here.
don't know where I am.
I don't know if I thought Wayland took his off.
So did I.
Oh,
on his group. Group, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the live market, yeah. I'm guessing.
Nope. This is Joe over here. I'll send it to your messenger. I don't know where she's at. Just Joe's over on the group. She's not. I'll send it to you in your messenger there, Lisa.
I don't know where I am.
Damn rocket didn't shoot off.
Oh, her phone died. Here she goes.
I come in through the bat cave.
Hang on.
Yeah,
Hey,
Val.
what's going on?
Val, I went to pop up and I seen the thing on the back of StreamYard, and
it's good
I
to
didn't
hear.
realize Dan was live, and I just popped up and I was like, hey, and I guess his intro was going. I was like, oh shit.
All right, Grassroots, how you feeling?
It's good to hear.
Hey, that's good to see. Surgery and resting up, all's well. Right on.
Resting up. Okay, good.
How long you got to rest?
Well, it's been what, 12 hours since the surgery?
Yeah.
Oh. Hang in there and get up the nurses for them drugs. Or press that button, whatever you got to do.
Tell the nurse you need a sponge bath. I can smell you from here. Just kidding, buddy. Hope you got a giggle.
Yeah, he's probably sterile or sterilized.
Or yeah, I hope you didn't laugh and hurt something. Shit, I didn't want to.
We're going to smoke with you before we call it a night.
Yeah. Apparently, Waylon went to bed early tonight. 11 to 10, getting off at 10:45 is early for him. But if you change your schedule, go to bed earlier. You know, you wake up earlier and start to change your sleep schedule.
Well, it's hard when you got to drag your butt out of
Right
bed.
Well, I don't have an alarm clock. I haven't woken up to an alarm clock in months.
Oh, me either.
So I wake up about 7, but usually
I'm
I try
retired.
to wake up at 6, but I've been waking up at 7:30.
That must be nice. I set like 10 alarms for
Aw.
10 minutes, 10 minutes after
Well,
each other.
I'm self-employed, so I don't have to, unless I'm doing a job, which I'm starting a job next week, I'll probably start setting my alarm again at 6:30, so I can get to the project, on time.
Yeah.
I have an alarm set for 6:30. It wakes me up every day, whether I get up or not 6:30, 6 o'clock, but whether I get up or not, about half and half.
It's weird. And I get up at the same time every time, so I don't have to set an alarm. But if I need to start waking up earlier a little bit, I just go to bed a little earlier.
I found if I don't set the alarm, I wake up right around that time, give or take.
I only need 6 hours of sleep, so that's something I guess that's being the bipolar part, because bipolar
I've never required much either.
Bipolar does weird stuff to your sleep. I think I just sleep really well, and that's why I don't need a lot of sleep.
I feel better when I get 8 hours of sleep.
I can't never do it. I try to, and every time I wake up at 6 hours, I'm like, well, I'm not tired anymore. I feel refreshed, so I just get up.
Right. I wake up a couple times through the night too. Sometimes I'll wake up and stay up for half an hour, 45 minutes, and let the dog out. And shit like that.
Usually, the only thing that'll put me back to sleep is if I smoke a bowl.
That's usually what I do while Heidi's outside.
Then I'll go back to sleep.
Yeah, if I wake up, I'm up.
Yeah, me too.
Joe said his alarm is pretty.
Now, my wife, on the other hand, she wakes up and reaches for chocolate. And wakes up with it on her sometimes.
Yeah, my phone's right there, and then I just hit the button and sleep for another half hour, and then it goes off every 10 minutes to make sure I'm up and out of there. But I don't think Dill would let me oversleep anyway.
No, he'd come get you.
Is he consistent on when he wakes up, or does he just wake up randomly? Or
Now that it's summertime, he wakes up around 9 o'clock. But we got to make him go to bed earlier, too, within the next couple weeks. Because he'll have to get up at 6 for school.
I wish I could record, which I can't. My dad's passed away, but I wish I could record his voice whenever I used to be in high school. Hey, boy, wake up! I'd pop up out of bed, because if I didn't, he'd fucking be pissed. He'd get me out.
Right, Shane. Me too. I don't have any around, but I used to. Kids, I mean.
Yeah, that's funny. I bet, Shane. I don't have kids, but I can imagine so.
Hey, we got 4 people watching us over on Rumble.
All right.
Sorry.
We would have a lot more of that. One time we were on Rumble and we did the live space launch, and we had 70 people watching us. And
Time for some button action. Okay, good night, Grassroots.
It's the most we've ever had watching from Rumble.
Much
right,
love,
hit that button.
I'll see you later.
Don't be afraid to ask for whatever you need.
Yes.
Be difficult.
Got one haha. There's probably somebody laughing at us that doesn't like SpaceX. We had this last time. Every time we do a podcast, there's always somebody in the comments who hates Elon Musk. Always. But they just don't understand the guy. He's actually autistic too. Elon Musk is. He has Asperger's, and people don't understand that's why he's so weird. And so sometimes his behavior doesn't make sense just because he has Asperger's.
Right.
Right.
I didn't know that.
Be more accepting.
Yeah.
But they say with kids that are autistic and Asperger's that some of them are genius-like.
Yeah, he made a computer game at the age of 12 and sold it for like 25 grand back in the 80s, and he lived in South Africa. And I mean that's pretty amazing to make a game at the age of 12 and then sell it, 25 grand
in South Africa.
Yeah, he's literally a genius from the day he was born. But he also had a lot of weird behaviors, and he was very antisocial, and
which is typical.
Yeah, a lot of people who are very intelligent are antisocial. Even Einstein, he was kind of weird in social settings around people. Weird and awkward.
Right, Shane. You're reminding me of some.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you ever woken up to messes that he does in the middle of the night in the fridge, Elisa?
Oh. We got a lock on it, so if we lock it, you won't get it.
Oh, so you lock it at night?
Yeah.
Because I know that other parents deal with that. They'll come out and then their kids will get into the fridge and make a huge mess in the middle of the night.
I used to come home from the bar and I'd make some weird fucking concoction, and then I'd forget about it in the microwave, and then in the morning Patty would wake up and she'd be like, "What in the fuck were you cooking last night?" Well, I don't know.
Well, actually, this week the refrigerator didn't get locked, and he got the whole new gallon of milk out and dumped on the floor. Because when he wants something to drink or eat, then he has to come get us and take us to it.
Yeah.
And that's the only way he can communicate. He's got the tablet, but he don't use it. And it's easier for him just to grab you and take you to what he wants.
So what does the tablet do? Like words to text to words or something?
Yeah, it's just got a bunch of buttons and it's got different words, so it'll say it for him.
Oh, it's actually a tablet meant for people who are like that.
Yeah.
Me too, Joseph.
That makes sense. That's pretty cool. I didn't know there were apps out there that helped.
Me too, Joseph.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Guilty. Not guilt, but
I wish we would have known about it when he was way younger. Because when you're like 1 year old and you're trying to learn 4 little buttons like Baba, Mama, and Dada, it's probably way easier than now when they give it to him at school when he's 6 years old and he has all these words.
All at once, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I do think that is something they should change. Just give it to them right away if they can't communicate. Get them set on another way.
Did they ever try sign language?
Yeah, they do sign with him at school.
Yeah.
And some of it he knows. Like when he wants more, he'll put his hands together like that.
Yeah.
And he loves the Happy and You Know It song because you clap your hands and stomp your feet.
He was so cute in the water things.
Yeah, he loves the water.
Yeah.
That's an interesting water park.
It's actually really nice. There wasn't hardly anybody there.
It's a public water park too.
That's always good.
Yeah.
Like open to a public park.
Yeah.
They have some of those in my
out in
cities.
a richer subdivision too.
Gotcha.
The one by Miller Park. Now all the ghetto kids go there, and it's crazy.
Yeah, those the ghetto kids like that keep the other crowd away. Because I've heard people complain about that.
They don't watch out for your kid though. They'll just be running all crazy.
Yeah, and then you like people like, you know, women that weigh like 300 to 400 pounds, barely wearing anything down there, just being.
Oh no.
The things that people wear out in public, man, and
Yes, like
Especially
we don't want to see that.
water parks. Yeah, because I hear other people complain about it. They're like, man, those people down there, just the way they're dressed and barely wearing clothes, and they're just nastier.
I think that's everywhere you go, though.
I went to the grocery store today, and
Today.
there was a guy who smelled literally like pig shit, and his aura of smell was like wafting 10 feet away from him. It smelled like people. I'm like, man, how can you just go out in public smelling like that, you know?
Yeah, I could. If I smell myself, I'm like, what?
But it was so bad that, you know, like, have you ever smelled somebody who hasn't showered in a week and they smell literally like poop, like shit?
I was a case manager, yeah.
And you're like, you're trying not to vomit and trying to be nice while you're near them.
Yeah, I used to have actually plastic covers on my seats because I didn't want like bed bugs or roaches or anything transmitted in there. And I'd clean my car out regularly.
Man, people, I mean, the $3 deodorant stick will do a lot for people, but apparently they don't believe in it sometimes.
Yeah.
Man, that was awful.
Expensive.
That was awful because I did almost gag when I first smelled it, and I was like, "Oh my god!" I was like, it was the guy behind me in line, and I was like, "Oh my god!" Trying not to vomit.
You couldn't leave. That's horrible.
But the sad thing is, when I was 19 years old, I used to work at Hardee's, and we had this old guy who came in, and he had no running water in his house and no electricity, and he smelled so horrible that the whole restaurant would smell like shit when he came there. And our customers like started to leave every time he came in. So we literally had to like be real with him and tell him, we're like, we're going to have to ask you to leave because you smell too bad. And it was awful to tell him that, but we were like 10 people would literally walk out of the restaurant when he came in because it was so awful.
That's bad.
And he didn't have running water in his house for 10 years. And he eventually actually died, and the city tore his house down because it was so dilapidated.
Right.
Water and electricity for 10 years.
Yeah, if you live like that for that long, without running water, you're not going to do any cleaning. And that's,
yeah.
I don't even want to think about it.
Well, back in the day, I don't know if they still do it, but you could go in like Hardee's and get a coffee refill for like 50 cents. So it would attract a lot of the older people around that area and the Hardee's, and they just hang out there for hours. Which I still think a lot of them still do, but I think it's more like $1.50 for a cup of coffee. But
yeah. Sad story how low somebody can get, though.
What's that?
I said, sad story how low somebody could get, though. Yeah.
Yeah, they actually tore his house down and donated to Habitat for Humanity. And I used to work for him a lot, and the guy apparently buried his trash in the backyard too. We started building the house. We found a whole landfill like behind his house where he was buried.
Wow, that's
he had been burying his trash for 10 years probably. Typical Walmart shopping trip is probably there are a lot of people who wear some weird stuff out there.
Oh yeah, I know that, Shane. I've been homeless before. I was just wondering.
Well, and there's truck stops. That's what I was.
Go there at night, you'll see a lot of the weird people. I used to go to when I was in jail. I had spent 30 days in jail, and there was a guy who told me a story about how he'd go into Walmart in the middle of the night, high on methamphetamine, and he'd steal a bike, and he was like. He's like, I literally walked out of there with a bike and nobody gave a shit. He's like,
somebody should have offered to buy him a shower at the truck stop.
Yeah.
But those are the kind of people you see at Walmart in the middle of the night. People on drugs trying to steal stuff. Nobody else caring. He said he got all the way across town, like expecting a cop to pull over at any time, and arrest him. And he's like, I got all the way home 4 miles away and with a bike that I stole from Walmart. He was in jail that time for theft, but they just didn't catch him for the bike.
I got caught stealing a pack of cigarettes. I was about 14, 15, something like that. I never did it again. My dad.
Same with me.
I might be really young. I might even been 12 or 13.
Yeah, I was.
I remember my dad. My dad got called, And the guy that was a security guard, he says, well, we're not going to call the cops. Do you want to come get him? He says, no, go ahead and send him home. He'll let him ride his bike. He'll have something to think about. I'm like, shit. I got my ass whooped when I got home. But man, I never stole anything again. Well, not from a store. I mean, I've stole shit. We used to do other stuff too, like yard shopping.
I stole cigarettes when I was 12 too, and I got the cops called. And then they brought me home to my mom, and I just took off and ran to the other room as soon as I got in the door.
Oh, I bet.
Just gave me the look.
Yeah.
It used to be a lot better, but back in the day, to have no electricity or running water. But nowadays, like our houses are so, they either, if they don't have electricity or water, you know, they're going to start to decay and dilapidate. Especially humidity. You live in a humid place and you don't have a way to get rid of that humidity in your house.
Yeah.
It causes a lot of damage over the years.
That's true.
80%, 90% humidity over a long period of time can get into that woodwork of your house. And
just like having a wood shack.
Yeah.
Shed.
They used to build
Yeah,
those houses.
I didn't mean cleaning themselves. I meant cleaning the house. That's why the house is probably so dirty. But yeah, there's all kinds of ways that. Oh, I'd shower out in the rain.
Yeah, the guy that didn't shower at all and smelled horrible at Hardee's, he definitely had some kind of mental illness. He definitely was.
Yeah, and that's typically a lot of times. That's, you know, at least what I've seen when I was doing case management, because that's what I was doing.
My guess, it was like a form of dementia, because he was like in the 70s. He probably wasn't even aware that he wasn't showering, you know.
Yeah. Look at that dog.
I don't know. I've probably taken care of homeless. And once you give them a shower at the hospital, they probably feel like a brand new person. When you go back out there and hit the streets.
Mm-hmm.
See them again.
Yeah, it only takes about 1 week if you're not showering to really smell bad. And I only did that once in my life when I was in the military. We were out in the woods for a whole week. And man, after that week, when we were coming back, I was like, man, I smell like shit. Like, I smelled horrible. And you take a shower and you're like, all this black and brown stuff just comes running off your skin. It doesn't take long to get, you know, pretty filthy.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't do that.
I used to be that skinny guy they'd stick in the boiler where nobody could fit. And you get in there, and I don't care how many layers you're on, that fly ash and that dust and shit always get inside your clothes and get down your neck and shit.
A real case of swamp. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
The way the military does it, we have an FTX training. We march 20 miles out to the middle of nowhere, and then we like have a base camp for 7 days, and we have 4 units of 60 people who all like have a war with each other. So we like fuck with each other through that whole 7 days. We like sneak into their camp. It was all like warfare, and it was pretty interesting. For 7 straight days of living in the woods and just doing that and pooping in a hole.
My sister works at a recycling place, and she comes home smelling like shit every night. I could not do that.
Ew.
Like garbage, straight garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I told you guys about the guy that worked at a pig farm. That was horrible. I love the dude to death, but I hated living with him when he worked there.
Yeah, well, at least he had an excuse. It wasn't like his fault.
Right? Yeah, that's true.
But they do have a lot of awesome stuff, you know, products on the market now that really take care of odor work and something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I used to buy these gel things, and when I grew marijuana in 2016, when it was illegal, and I was trying to mask the odors. And it's these little gel pebbles that you put in your garden, and they absorb the smell of marijuana like I've never seen. But they're like $30 for a month's supply, so it's kind of expensive.
Oh my gosh!
But you put this little container of these pellets in the corner, and they'd absorb the air until there was like nothing left in the container, and it would just absorb the smell.
Huh.
No odor ever left the room. It was amazing how well it worked.
Huh.
So the outside of my house would never smell like cannabis. But they do sell them now, but I think they're like $36, and they're like, there's only like a 30-day supply.
They only absorb so much. And
We
then
don't
they're
care
done.
no more. Who
Yeah, nobody
smells.
cares anymore. But I mean, unless you got some money to spend and you can afford that.
Yes, Shane. You're right. A pig farm on 95-degree day is the worst. Yeah, I've dropped the guy off a couple times that way. Hot and stinky.
Yeah, you smelling that now today too. I was down on the bottom road by the Mississippi River, and I got a whiff of some straight garbage poop. I don't know where it came from, but like that's what happened. This is like 95 degrees plus. Like it could have wafted from miles away.
Right.
That warm air just makes everything smell. Like even the poop in if you have a dog, and the poop in your yard will really start to stink on those hot days.
Especially if you're out there cutting grass and stirring it up.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the bad thing about this heat too, is like all the odors outside smell way worse now. Like especially if you're driving behind a dump truck or a dumpster truck, that smells awful.
Oh, gel caps.
Gel things. It was LSD. These were circular gel pebbles.
I've never heard of those.
They sell them on Amazon now. I don't remember what it was called, but back then it was only like $20 for a month's supply, so it was a little more affordable. Plus, you had to, get them, otherwise you took the chance to get busted. Because now my house, the outside of my house smells really bad, but I don't really give a shit anymore. Smells like a straight cannabis farm some days outdoors.
Oh, that's a lovely smell, though.
It creeps out on the one side of my house, and then if the wind's blowing just right, the whole front of my yard will smell like weed. And people walking by will probably smell it. Because when I got arrested, the police told me when my house got raided in 2016, the police told me they smelled it from about 50 feet away. So they got 50 feet away from my house and they smelled it. But they had actually parked 2 blocks away from my house and they walked here, 10 officers to my house when they raided it. And all 10 officers walking down the street.
Was 10 enough? Jesus Christ.
Well, they make an initial entry and then like only 5 come in and the other 5 leave.
Yeah.
They're like more backup.
That had to be scary.
That was when I thought I was getting robbed too, because all I did, I looked out the window and I see one officer in jeans. I didn't see any. The first officer was the only one who was in a uniform. All the other ones were undercover. So I thought I was getting robbed because I didn't see any uniform or badges, and they didn't even say anything.
Did they kick the door in?
It was a no-knock warrant. They didn't even pronounce themselves. But my attorney was like, he's like, this shit happens all the time. There's not much we can do about that. But I actually opened the door because my door, he knocked on it so hard that the door came open. Door hit me in the forehead. And then I realized it was police. So I just got on the ground and they put me in handcuffs.
Oh,
but he actually opened the door in my head and actually cut my head, put a little cut on my head.
Oh my God. That door hit you.
Well, the door, it doesn't have, unless it's locked. If you push, if you knock on it, it'll come open because it's a really old door. So it wasn't locked. And he knocked on it so hard on his first knock that it just popped open right in my face.
Shit.
And the funny thing is, one of the cops that here, the main investigator, was the guy I've seen do cocaine about 10 years before that in college. He was the guy who I used to party with. He did cocaine and then he became a cop. But yeah, I remember at a party, he did a line of cocaine, and then 10 years later, that was about 15 years later, he's raiding my house. But
I never did like cocaine. I just liked the way it smelled.
He was like, "What's up, Dan?" And he was like, "Man, you're growing." He's like, you got some good cannabis down here, but he's like, "You're just about a couple of years too early." That's what he was telling me. And I'm like, "I know, man." I was like, but I understand he had to do his job. I'm still friends with him, whatever.
All right.
He was that.
Yeah, I've been ticketed but never arrested. by friends I went to high school with.
Yeah, in high school, I had I played football, and one of the players' dad was a cop. He pulled me over, walked up to the window, and he's like, "Oh shit, it's you." He's like, "Put your seatbelt on and drive slower." Then he's like, "Get the hell out of here." I'm like, "Oh, cool." You knew I played football with his son, so he didn't even. So yeah, sometimes when you know a cop, it pays to know somebody.
Yeah.
Don't give a fuck around here. They pulled me over and my license was suspended, or not suspended, it was expired for 6 months or more.
Yeah.
They took me down to the jail, gave me a PR bond on the spot, but still, he just gave me a warning to let me go home.
Yeah, I've been harassed by police and let go by pretty cool police. Like, I was in Macomb, Illinois when I was 22, and I got pulled over after leaving a nightclub, and I was driving my buddy's car, didn't turn the lights on, and he said I kind of passed the sobriety test, but he was gonna blow me, and he's like, if you blow up around a 0.10, I'll let you walk, and I blew a 0.105, and he was like, that's close enough, and I blew over the legal limit. He could have gave me a DUI, but he was like, I got other shit to worry about tonight. He's like, park the vehicle and walk where you're going. I got lucky that night.
Yeah.
But I think I passed the sobriety test. All the other stuff, and that's why he let me go. He knew I wasn't like fucked up, but I was borderline. Plus, I thought he had automatic lights. That's the only thing I forgot. That's why the headlights didn't get turned on.
Oh shit!
I was used to my own car and the lights automatically coming on.
Yeah.
At night. Yeah, that was a cool cop. And then I've also been harassed by cops. And I left Hardee's one night after drinking, and I knew I wasn't drunk, but these cops, I blew a 0.05, and then they kept harassing me. Like, "You sure you're not on drugs? If we take you down to the station and give you a polygraph, are you gonna be lying to us?" Because
we went to stoner camp, they harassed us.
It was like 15 degrees out at 3:30 in the morning, and I was like shaking while they were doing it.
Oh yeah,
I thought I was on drugs, and I'm like, it's fucking freezing out here, and you guys just pulled me over. I got a little adrenaline going. I'm a little scared. So I was shaking like this.
Hey, you too, Shane. Good night, buddy.
Yeah, see you later, Shane.
I remember that, Elisa. Why does that seem like it was so damn long ago?
It was not this year.
Shane, it'd be about 9:30 or close to 10.
Yeah, and we got the Psychonaut files tomorrow night.
Yep.
We're talking about the ego and psychedelics. Hell, we might have to start a little early, 6:15.
And when we got pulled over and they harassed me, that's like the first time I realized that they will just lie to you and tell you anything.
It seems like some of them get on the ego.
They pulled us over and they said they smell weed. And I was like, well, he's got his medical marijuana card and he smokes. I don't smoke. And then he's like, oh, well, my dog also hit for meth. Okay, now I know you're lying.
Right.
Do what you gotta do. What can I do? What can I say? And then I told him that I was recording him on my phone. And he's like, that's okay, I'm recording you too. And then we went to get the recording of him pulling us over and it wasn't recorded.
Oh, surprise, surprise.
Yeah. If you're in a town of under so many thousand people, you don't have to have the cameras.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And they said they don't have them in that county.
That stinks. Well, you can't trust the dog anyway.
Yeah.
The dog is trying to please
But
the
cops like
handler.
that should not try and ruin people's lives. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. For some reason, a lot of methamphetamine busts are down a lot. I don't know why, but.
Well, we were leaving a campground, but it had just started raining. They said that there's been people out there cooking meth. They said people were driving really fast through there.
Yeah.
Really?
Although It seems like when they have meth busts in my town, it's the federal government, state police come in and help do federal indictments on people. So now they're like federally indicting people who do methamphetamines or sell it, or they're not messing around anymore in Illinois.
We got a task force over here that especially deals with the
Well, they put over the wrong car then, because I don't know nothing about no meth or no nothing.
Yeah, or a controlled substance, which I assume is heroin when they say controlled substance. They never actually say what drug it is.
It depends, yeah.
Well, cannabis is a controlled substance too, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they'll yesterday they just showed a news story. They busted 7 people in my town, and 6 of them got federal indictments and on methamphetamines. But it's like one of them said possession of a controlled substance, and like 2 of them said possession of meth. I'm like, what the hell's the difference? Like,
it just depends on how they write it down on the.
I'm pretty sure possession of a controlled substance is a lot worse than possession of meth. It's I think it's more like a class 1 or class X felony in Illinois.
I think a lawyer could debate that.
Sure.
Okay, here's what I couldn't explain it exactly, but here's the definition: a drug, a controlled substance, a drug or other substance that is tightly controlled by the government because it may be abused or cause addiction.
Gotcha. So maybe they're like somebody who may have been selling prescriptions. It could have been like somebody who's selling prescriptions.
Could be, yeah.
Yeah.
You could just have the prescription, not have a script for it, and be in your name.
Yeah.
Like opiates, when you go to a pharmacy, usually they have to give you a handwritten prescription to take into the pharmacy, and you give it to the pharmacy and they give it back. Otherwise, they can't call it in or anything like that, so somebody else can pick it up.
Yeah.
Because it's a controlled substance and it's
Of course,
regulated.
yeah.
Controlled.
Yeah.
I did that with a few of my antidepressants, Riddle or Xanax, and some of like those other really used
Xanax is controlled.
Yeah. I had to do like I had to bring a handwritten prescription. They couldn't email it or call it in.
Right.
Benzos, yeah.
So that they had a paper trail, you know.
It was me, Bobbert.
And you know why? Because doctors gave out plenty of bogus prescriptions. This is how that law came about.
It's weird. I had friends who used to abuse that Xanax.
Well, that's the reason there was the whole epidemic, because of them, and it's filling their pockets. So.
With the OxyContin and all that shit. Yeah, my doctor made me quit taking Klonopin because he was afraid the government would come after him because I was smoking pot.
Yeah, Bobbert.
You send him the link. I don't know where he's at. I don't even know who. I don't know who Bobbert is either.
Bobbert.
With the leg blowing
right in the leg
and raps.
Oh, I think I've seen him on one of the streams.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah, he is.
I'm seeing his picture, but it's really small, so I can't really see it.
Somebody just.
He don't smoke pot. I don't think though.
I also saw a picture of you, Rasa, that was like 2 years ago. Man, you used to be really dark. Was that a tan, or maybe just the lighting?
Yeah. No, that was a year I was golfing every year, probably.
Wow, so man, I was like, damn, you look like you.
I usually get really dark in the summer.
Well,
yeah, I do too. I actually get a lot of
Native American.
It's maybe the Irish German in me. I don't know.
And see, that's weird. I did the Ancestry.com thing. I mean, when I was roofing, I would get dark, almost like a mulatto. And but I looked in my ancestry. I'm English, Irish, Scottish, a lot of Scottish, and Wales are the 2 biggest ones, and some Scandinavia, all fair-skinned, cultures. So I don't get it. My dad always told me, he says, "Oh, there's probably someone black or Indian or somebody down there in your."
You never know.
In your ancestry line. See, I was adopted. I don't know my dad. Or didn't know my real dad. There's Bobbert.
Oh. For the record, I don't do pot. Pot does me. Pot does me, man.
Are you on an airplane?
You got a fan running near you? Sounds like a fan.
Yeah. Sorry, I just got off the torch. I'll turn my fan off.
Oh, it's a. I was like, I couldn't tell if you were in a grow tent because I see some looks like mylar up there, but I don't know.
I'm in my glass shop. Can you guys hear me better?
Mylar in the ceiling?
Yeah.
Can you hear me better?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. I didn't know if I need to turn my vent fan off. I will show you guys.
How's your
my
leg?
It's fucking sore.
That's what I was gonna ask.
It's sore.
Oh, I bet.
I don't know if I want to see it.
This is my glass shop. I got my exhaust fan on. I just had my little fan that blows on my back. I mean, I'm Bobby's World. That's my kiln. This is my torch.
I'll kick back there.
Yeah, my legs swollen.
Oh, holy
cow. It's pretty swollen up. I got attacked by a dog and my whole back of my legs tore up pretty good.
Yeah, I seen the pictures, man. Was
Who
that
wrapped
Marlon?
it, Robert?
Do
Who
what?
wrapped your leg?
Who wrapped it?
Who?
My wife.
Oh, nice.
You need to make sure you wrap towards the heart so you don't trap the fluid down below.
Yeah, we've got. Well, there's a couple things we're doing. I had a huge hematoma, so they're trying to wrap it real. They're trying to wrap it real tight to make it
That's
spread
the
out.
largest bruise I've ever seen in my life, and I'm a retired nurse.
Yeah, I know. It was fucked up. He had to get me on the night of my brother's funeral when I was. But I was up to no good. I was walking the streets trying to find these little fucking punks that killed my brother. And that happened. That was a sign from the world to me to tell me I need to take my ass home. So I did.
Oh, I guess. And then to the hospital.
Yeah, I was emotional. I was drunk. Like, I just fucking had my brother's funeral. I didn't go to the hospital until about 9 o'clock the next morning.
Oh my God.
Signs come in the most fucked up ways sometimes, don't they, buddy?
Yeah. It's been a fucked up week. I'm not even. I'm apologize to you guys right now. I'm on pain pills. Like,
No,
so
you're all right.
Yeah,
My
Your whole
legs-
fucking month has been fucked up.
yeah, it's been a bad week for me. I mean, my brother got murdered, then my wife got put in ICU for 4 fucking days, and then I got attacked by a goddamn dog. It's just been a week for me. It's been a week, you know what I mean? But I mean, it is what it is. My life's finally getting back to normal. I just need to get back to work. I need to get back to work.
Well, there's a lot of people praying for you.
Absolutely.
I
How
know.
long are you off for?
I was off for fucking almost 3 weeks because I did the Illinois thing. Then I come home. I had to put my fucking father-in-law's dog down. Then the next morning I found out about my brother, and I've been out my brother's fucking shit for like a week and a half. So it's. I mean, I had to do it. You know what I mean? No one else was gonna do it, so I had to make sure that my brother was done correct. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Now you have to allow that closure to let your heart heal.
I know, that's why I'm ready to get back to work, because not only am I gonna be working, but I'm gonna be back in the car. I'm gonna have a lot of time to think. I'm gonna be able to release. You know what I mean? And I don't have to deal with a bunch of people around me.
Yeah.
I can let go and do my thing by myself.
Play some music.
I'm a strong motherfucker, guys. I'm not gonna fold. There's just a lot of shit. There's just a lot of shit I gotta come to peace with here lately. You know what I mean? And so
sure,
it's gonna happen. You know what I mean? Like it needs to happen, so I can get back
You'll
to
get
it.
there, buddy. You'll get there.
Oh yeah, I will.
It's all going to work out. It's all going to work out in the end.
Oh yeah, y'all see me? I'm gonna be Bobber. I'm gonna be talking shit. I'm gonna be back to talking shit to everybody. And just give me a couple weeks. I'll be
If
back.
it didn't work out, it's not the end.
Right.
Well, I'm gonna go. Keep your head up, Robert. I hope things get better for you. Bye, guys.
Bye, Lisa. Bobbert, I don't know if you've met Dan here, but Dan, this is Bobbert. Bobbert, that's Dan.
What's going on?
Hello, I'm Bobbert.
What's going
Boucher.
Bobby Boucher.
I'm Bobby Boucher. Yeah, it says Bobbert Boucher, however you want to say it, but it's Boucher.
Boboso.
That's not my real name. It's Boboso Glass. My real name is Bobbert Barton. I don't tell very many people because that's I can't go to Facebook jail quite often. So I don't like to associate. I post a lot of really fucked up, not normal fucking memes. Some people don't think my memes are funny, but a lot of people do.
It's just a matter of taste.
All right.
Sorry guys, I dropped one of my millies.
Oh no.
Pick it up.
Uh-oh.
Yep, I got it.
So you've been doing much glass blowing past day or so?
I have. I made a couple things for my brother. You know what I mean? I made a bob. I don't know if
Sit
you
down, you're
bob.
making me think.
I made a bob.
Oh.
Right on.
I made a couple joints. I've had a lot of people been asking about the joints.
Yeah, I meant to ask you about one of those.
Joints.
Oh.
Cool. Hey, do you have that rhino sitting there handy?
That's cute.
I do. It's right here.
Look at that, guys. That's what he's wrapping for me. That is awesome.
Yeah.
He's going to put a Rasta wrap on it.
Oh, yeah. This could be the Rasta Rhino.
Oh, yeah.
See, I haven't quite decided because... Ooh, fuck. Alright, so did you see that? Did you see that Gemini piece that I just wrapped and sold?
I did, but I can't picture it.
Message me tomorrow. I'll send you pictures of it. Because I have the original Rasta that I was doing, and then I did that one. And that one, like, dude, everybody loved that. I loved it. I love the colors. So I want to show a different color scheme to you and see how you like it.
Okay, definitely.
It's more of a, like, instead of like a mixed color, it's more of a like, oh, you got this color, and this color. You know what I mean? It's different. It's nice. I like it.
Right on.
Yeah.
Rasta.
Do you guys do pot?
Cheers to you.
We do the pots here.
Sure. I just did some fecal oil that was on this toothpick.
Nice.
This guy's trying to have it. He's trying to have a good shit.
Yeah, and I got a bowl right here, loaded, ready to go. Let's smoke that. I could probably put some fecal oil on top of the bowl too.
That sounds like a good idea to me.
I know there's other people that dab fecal oil, so
I tried it with the first time I had some, so I tried it. It tasted pretty good.
Where are you from, Danny?
I'm from Illinois. I'm only like 2 hours away from Rasta.
All right, so I'm just gonna tell you my opinion. This means nothing to you or to anybody or how they consume any kind of cannabis.
Hi, Macy.
But if you're smoking or dabbing RSO or FECO, the only thing you're doing is killing your tolerance. Right. FECO and RSO were made to be consumed, not smoked. There's a whole lot of research on that.
I
think it was
agree.
who was smoking it.
On a chemical.
I will tell
I
you,
agree.
there's a lot of research that will back that statement.
For sure. There's a nice little fat dab of it.
It's so much better to consume it because you're actually eat it because when you smoke that, you're burning off a lot of those terpenes.
Man, that was a big old. I don't think I should have took that much, but oh well.
I can't take it back now.
Hey, bottoms up, bud. Bottoms up.
Right.
We've all
Right.
been there.
I've done that about after 5 hits or so. You sit there, well, I probably shouldn't have taken that last one.
Well, that was a big old chunk of fecal oil. It's all up in my.
But then you know you'll be all right in a little while.
Now my mouth absorb it here slowly.
I put some in had some in a syringe, and it was kind of plugged at the end. Whenever I pushed it,
oh shit!
And fucking man, it was nasty.
I think
all over my tongue.
Sometimes you get black stuff on your lips, and you go out in public, and you're like, "Oh, it's just fecal oil on my lips."
Yeah,
That's
There you
live
go.
resin. Live resin.
Nice. And
They make sure all these other. I dropped one too, so.
So that's a lot of THC.
Oh my God, you're making me hurt.
It's 75 milligrams.
Nice. That is a lot of THC.
Oh fuck!
I'd have to take about 20 of these bowls to smoke that much.
It's live resin.
Yeah.
So it's a good one.
I'm already feeling it. That fecal oil hits fast when you absorb it in your mouth through your saliva and your.
Oof. Those are hard to take, guys. I don't take pills, so pills are super hard for me to take. I don't know. I didn't like that.
I don't like. I got a throat problem, so it's hard for me to swallow pills.
That was hard. Like I about threw up. Did you guys see that? I don't do pills, man. So like that was. It's different because I'm trying to get on the concept. You know what I mean? Because it's a pill, but it's a weed pill. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, yeah. Because I'm against pills. I don't like pills. I mean, for one, I have Crohn's disease, so like pills give me pill belly super easy. I can take Tylenol and it'll make my stomach upset. I'm just like, yeah.
So what do you?
I'd rather not.
So what about opiates? I take them. I can't take them more than like 3 or 4 days. They start to fuck with my head too much.
That's how I am right now. Today is day 3, and I've struggled all day. I've been in this funk. I've been in this funk. I've wanted to sleep all day. Like I literally had a busy ass day.
Yeah.
But this is day 3 of taking Norcos, their pills, because like I mean I'm not gonna lie to you. If I didn't have those, I probably couldn't have slept last night, bro. Like I tried to go as long as I could, and I was, my leg was throbbing. I iced it, I heated it, I did everything. You know, I couldn't get it to stop.
I actually, when I herniated my disc in 2019, and they put me on some of that stuff, but I actually quit taking it because it made me way more suicidal.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Well, I mean, see, that's
stay away from that shit.
I'd rather deal with pain than deal with that, you know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, see, that's the beauty about my nature is because I grew up not liking pills. All right, so my mom followed the Grateful Dead, so I literally grew up in a van, traveling the West Coast. You know what I mean? Until my mom went to El Paso and she got into some trouble. And we got taken from my mom and sent to Oklahoma. That's why I'm in Oklahoma, is because the state took us from, you know what I mean? So all that shit happened, you know what I mean? That's why I'm in Oklahoma. So, like, I literally grew up against pills. Like, I'm a fucking hippie through and through. Just because I'm a professional, because I went through college and I understand shit, doesn't mean I'm not a hippie. But, like, I live anybody that knows me knows that I live a hippie lifestyle. I would rather, I mean, I don't shave my armpits, see?
Hey, we come from the same commune.
Brothers.
Right.
Yeah. No, it was a good time because when COVID happened, you know what I mean? Like, I hit up my buddy up in Kansas City. That's all I'll say. I hit up my buddy up in Kansas City. I was like, hey, man. I was like, man, me and my buddies, we want to go on a trip, but right now we can't go on a trip. He was like, say no more. What's your address? But that next weekend we traveled the world. Let me just say that. It was a good time.
Well, you might not know Dan is Dan the Mushroom Man.
Yeah, we have a whole podcast tomorrow night about psychedelic mushrooms, and we usually talk about interesting stuff. So tomorrow we're actually talking about the ego, the magic mushrooms.
Yeah, man, we get along.
So I kind of use mushrooms in like a spiritual kind of healing manner. I have bipolar, so I kind of approach it in a kind of different way than most people.
Me too, man. Me too. Like, I got a buddy that he's told me he's tripped a couple times, but he's never actually like tripped, had that, and like he's in a lot of extreme pain. His whole body got fucked up, and so he was like, I need to find something that can release me. And I was like, bro, I got you. And he was unsure about it. You know what I mean? And then I hooked him up, and the both times that he's tried them, he's like, bro, that was probably the best experience in my life. You know what I mean? Like, we had some funny shit in between when we talked about. I was like, bro, like that wasn't really there, but I mean, it was there. You know what I mean? I mean, we had some good times. He had some like healing happen. You know what I mean? And that's the shit that I like. That's the shit I like.
Absolutely.
I mean, but I'm one of those guys that, like, I'm not like most people where they can eat 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. And, like, I have to continually eat them. Like, I've done this on lives. Yeah, they've seen it. Like, I don't know. I have to fucking, like, I don't know. It's hard to explain.
I usually just do a set amount, and then like the other day we did the Mental Health Monday. I did a gram of mushrooms because we were talking about some deep shit, and they helped me talk about it.
Right.
I mean,
it really all depends on the strain to me.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, because different strains hit me different, a lot different.
Yeah, I have a strain that's very similar to LSD called Burma. It's really potent. It'll kick you straight into your subconscious, into the deepest parts of your shit. It makes some people don't like it. It makes them uncomfortable because, you know, if you have a lot of darkness or trauma in your life, it's going to kick you down in there and make you kind of face it.
Yeah, right. And see, because that's what I tell people is there's no such thing as a bad trip. It's bad emotions.
Yeah,
they need to come out.
Tell you something, yeah.
Right.
You react
Sometimes trauma is just scary.
It's all how you play the scenario out in your mind. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like I said, I am fucking on painkillers. So
yeah.
I
I educate people the same way. I'm like, there's no such thing as a bad trip. It's and there's ways to come out of it too. You know, once it happens, there are ways to kind of ground yourself and bring yourself back to a point where you're not having a bad trip.
Right. I mean, it's only a bad trip until you can come to the conclusion, like, look.
I've learned ways to do that.
I'm tripping.
Ground yourself.
Right. You have to be around good people. You have to be around people you can trust, people you can love, and know that, like, if you decide to pour your fucking heart out, you know, those people aren't gonna be like, oh, this guy's a fucking fag. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, you have to be around people you love. You know what I mean? So. Especially your first couple times. I mean, if you're experienced, then fuck it, go out and do your thing. You know what I mean? But
right.
I've done them all by myself. I've actually never really done them with people. because when you actually do them by yourself, I feel like you're even more vulnerable because you're not.
Yeah.
Even with somebody here that could judge you, you like feel completely naked.
I mean, but if you're not experienced in that, doing it by yourself, you could definitely go down a dark path.
When I first started doing it, I had a plan where I had a friend on calls. I'd be like, text a friend, like, hey, do you think you could come over if something goes bad? Not do anything tonight, and I'd find a friend who would do that.
Yeah.
So I had a plan at least if I did something bad.
Definitely, I have definitely helped quite a few people through their journey because I'm not a spiritual guy or none of that shit. You know what I mean? But I feel like I'm versed enough that I majored in minor in psychology in college, so you know what I mean. Like I feel like I can walk you through your journey. You know what I mean? I feel like I can just go over every fucking roadblock that we have. Like we'll deal with it.
I'm still learning. I still do big trips, and I'm still going into that knowledge every couple. I usually do it like once or 2 months.
Do you just do mushrooms?
Yeah, I do. I actually grow. I have a gourmet mushroom company too, so I actually grow gourmet mushrooms and sell them to.
You should definitely look into like full enlightenment, like experiment. I'm not saying like do it to like for other people, but you yourself need to experience a lot of these other things because there's peyote, fucking. There's so many other things that will
eventually I will, but that
will make you understand
your
enlightenment. You know what I mean?
Or the most of the podcasts that I do is mostly on magic mushrooms, since it's going to be something that will become legal in the future.
Oh, it's very soon,
trying to
my friend.
educate people on how to use it the proper way.
Oh yeah, and that's important because if you're trying to use it like it's meant to be used, then you need to use it properly. If you're trying to be a fucking idiot, then you can be an idiot. But
right, peyote's hard to find, isn't it?
I mean, depends on where you live. You know what I mean?
Well,
I'm in Oklahoma. I'm in Oklahoma. That's nothing but Indian territory around me. So.
True.
That shit is.
I'm in Texas.
Fairly easy. I mean, that shouldn't be. Texas has got a lot of those deserts. You should be able to go out and find the wild shit.
Right.
I mean, that wild shit when it's not, syntheticized through these motherfuckers. You know what I mean? Whenever you can go out and you can. What I would recommend is do your research and find out what the plant is. Find it. Don't cut it down. Dig it up. Take it to your house and plant it. Grow it. Research it. Understand what the fuck it means. And when you're ready, try it. Because that
sounds good.
Peyote is an experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a few different things. You know what I mean? Like, there's a few different things. Like
getting cottonmouth. Fecal oil.
Oh yeah. He's probably getting fucking. It's kicking in, man.
I'm already feeling it. I'm gonna smoke this bowl too.
That's something.
Ooh.
Oh, it's midnight. Midnight too here.
Oh, it is.
How the hell?
Midnight.
Yeah, don't even know what I'm gonna do tomorrow.
Y'all see that badass sticker?
Oh, that's cool. Did you get that show?
Yeah.
Cool.
One of my buddies collected that for me and gave it to me.
Milky.
Still my thing.
Don't do that. It hurts.
Don't do that.
You know what? Instead of rolling a joint, I'm gonna go ahead and smoke one of these. CO2 joints.
What?
A CO2 joint. So basically, it's a 2-gram joint. It's all flower, keef infused, and then it has CO2 full spectrum oil in it.
Huh.
Whoa.
Sounds like a moon rock joint.
Nah, it's a little bit. Moon rocks should be made with hash oil. That's a moon rock. That's why we make space rocks. Space rocks. That's why we call them space rocks, because no one in Oklahoma makes a moon rock correctly. We do, so we don't feel like we should categorize ourselves the same.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
Ooh, now Feet oil's kicking my ass.
Does it get you?
Yes.
Hey,
I think
buckle up.
Stomach
Buckle
now.
up. Buckle up, motherfucker. It's just
Still some on the still some on the stick too.
Ah, come on. There's still some on the stick. He's like, yeah, fuck you.
Hey, Karen. Hey, Steven.
These are the sticks I use to pack my blunts and
Hi,
joints.
Karen. Hey, Steven.
Then you definitely don't need a stick.
It's hitting my dome now.
Anybody out there that music or just me?
It's the background music in this app.
It's still there? Okay.
It's barely on right now, volume.
Hey guys, hey Karen. Hey Steven. Joseph, I don't know you, but hello. I mean, I might know you, but Saskatchewan. Yeah, Karen, I am.
Doing the pops. We're doing the pops.
As many as we can.
Woo! If I can get any higher, I don't know.
Fire.
Tonight I'm not going to eat a big meal before bed. That's been fucking with me. Got too high the other 2 nights and ate too big of a meal. Yeah, it really messes with my sleep. I don't sleep as deeply when I eat right before you go to bed.
I feel that it's not good to eat right before you go to bed.
Yeah, because what happens is your stomach actually goes into sleep mode. That's why you never have to go poop when you're sleeping.
Yeah, so the science behind it is basically when you eat right before you go to bed, your stomach doesn't digest it. It automatically makes you store it in places that it shouldn't be sitting.
True.
And it's not good.
Yeah. So
supposed to wait what, an hour?
You should. I would really go out and say, don't eat past 8 o'clock.
Yeah, it's probably more like 2 to 3 hours to clear your stomach out.
I would say don't eat past 8 o'clock.
But I've actually had weird issues with my gut and waking up in the morning and having severe anxiety panic attack that will last 15 seconds.
Really?
Right when my gut would connect back to my brain, because it happens in the morning, your vagus nerve kind of.
Yeah.
And I'd get severe anxiety, but it only lasts 20 seconds. It was really weird. So now I take probiotics, and that's helped a lot. And my CBG that I take, and my lion's mane. Now I don't have that issue anymore.
Damn, what do you mean?
That sucks. Waking up to that, it did.
It was just in your gut.
That makes sense, though. It's a basal baby.
Honestly, I think it was trauma that I had found in doing magic mushrooms, and I woke up to it every morning. I was because when you do the mushrooms and it reveals the trauma, sometimes it just gets stuck in your head.
It brought it out.
Wake up in the morning and then you have a panic attack over it.
Yeah.
I think I've dealt more with that trauma, and now my body's a little healthier in my gut.
I think me and you need to become friends, but
I definitely think you do.
Well, there's a lot of Eastern medicine that says that trauma can actually get stuck in your gut.
I agree. I'm telling you, I've gone through all the shit. I have Crohn's disease, so like I've gone through some crazy fucking shit. You know what I mean with that. You know what I mean, let alone and it's just like magical disease that no one really knows what causes it. Like they want to act like they want to sit back and be like, oh, they have all these commercials, like they know what the fuck Crohn's is and all that, but like literally they don't know shit, bro. Me and you could have my area could be right here, and literally yours could be right here, and we could have two complete, total opposite side effects, complete opposite.
Yeah. Right.
Like wild, like extreme opposites. I mean, it's fucking crazy how it works, and they don't know why. I think it's a mental thing. I think it's because when I came to peace that I had something going on and that I shit a turd. All right, hold on. Let me see if I can find this color. Yeah,
sounds like you met the same issues I got.
It was lighter than this. It was like a baby blue turd. The day I shit a baby blue turd, I was like, no, I'm not taking the pills no more. And then I've done my research since then, and literally everybody that's having this removed, that removed, or having this surgery, that surgery, are all these people that are taking these handfuls of their fucking pills. Everybody that has gone off and done holistic or been on cannabis or just been on simple shit, like when you start having a flare up, go on a clear liquid diet, nothing but clear liquids. It sounds like fucking dog shit, but I'm telling you, you have a flare up, nothing but clears, and you'll see how that in itself will change your life. All right, everything that is red has a certain acid in it. It reflects their color red from the sun. Everything. It doesn't matter if it's an edible or a color or just sit there. Anything that's red has a certain acid that reflects red off of the sun. And that's not good for your fucking intestines. No one should be eating that shit. Strawberries, tomatoes, any of that shit. Shouldn't be eating it. It's bad for you. Nothing red should you be eating.
I've never heard of that.
Everybody, Americans eat everything that's red, and do your research on it. It's a certain acid that's not good for your body. Anything red, you should not be eating. Shouldn't be eating. All right. If you have intestinal issues, so basically what it is one day you had a really bad one, right? Right? Yeah. Am I correct? You had a really bad one at one point. You had a bad one that started them. All right, so basically what happened was that section swole up. And it's just like you gained 500 pounds and then you lost it. Your skin's going to be all flabby. So your intestines swole up and then it went down. So now you got all these flaps. So now anytime you get anything hard like bacon or red meat or seeds from a banana, strawberry, anything like that, you get stuck off in them flaps and causes inflammation. That's what you're having. That is what you're having. And so it's like a lot of the shit that they won't tell you, you just got to go out and dig and dig and dig and find the shit out yourself. And because you don't have to take their pills. You don't have to. You do this shit, you make yourself self-aware of what the fuck's going on with your body. And then you realize, all right, I'm starting to have a bad day, so I need to do clear liquids. You do clear liquids for six hours and you save your problem instead of waiting until it's an issue and having to go 4 days on clear liquids. That sucks because now you have diarrhea days on days on days. You know what I mean? And I don't know if you understand what diarrhea on days on days on days, but it's fucking miserable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so you have to be self-aware. You have to know the man's not helping you out by giving you all these fucking pills. probiotics. And just do your research on what the fuck, like, because you can be different than me. Because there's one thing that I really, 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 really love is bacon. I love bacon, but I can't eat it because it makes me cramp every time. Every time I eat it, I'll start having like cramps, diarrhea for 2 days. You know what I mean? So like I have to learn these things that I can eat. And you'll learn because, I mean, at first it sucks. But once you get in the swing of things, you start getting used to shit. You know what I mean? And then you're like, all right. Because when you can live a life that's easy, without cramps, without pain, without fucking diarrhea, I mean, you can get used to these fucking little shits that you have to change. You know what I mean? I'm telling you. And it's a way better life. Quit taking their fucking pills. Sorry, I'm done on my rant. Sorry, guys.
I actually make my own pills wherever they're at.
You actually took yourself off of your medications, didn't you, Dan?
Yeah, I actually did make my own lion's mane, then my own CBD, CBG,
and your pharmaceuticals.
Yeah, and this is my next thing.
It helped me get off of
me too.
That's my next thing right here.
Yeah.
Stopping this right here is going to change my life.
Yeah, I quit smoking about 12 years ago.
I did too.
I smoked 10 years. For 10 years, I think I smoked. Yeah.
It's an experience.
What's that?
I've stopped many times.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't never looked back. I never.
2 years.
I never smoked a cigarette in 12 years. So.
Yeah, my downfall was ecstasy. When ecstasy came around, I started smoking again.
It's pretty gross to me now. Like, even if I'm around it, I get like really sick. So like, I don't think there's any way I could ever smoke them again. Because my body is sensitive to it.
Because your mind became greater than that. So you told yourself that you didn't want it. All right, so that's the thing I learned in college. So my college professor got hypnotized to where every time he smelt or tasted tobacco, he tasted chicken shit. And so every time he's like, he was a city boy. He's like, I've never tasted chicken shit.
Hey, Donnie.
Like, but now every time I smell or taste tobacco, I taste chicken shit. And I just want to get the fuck away from it. I want to get away from it. I mean, so that's your mind beating that. Congratulations. You beat it, bud.
Hey,
How
Donnie.
you doing, Donnie? 2.5 years for Karen. Good job, Karen.
Karen's a badass. I believe it.
She is awesome.
It was hard too. I was smoking a pack and a half a day. So when I quit, so. I had a construction job, so you can smoke a lot of cigarettes when you're working outdoors in construction.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Right. Well, that's your break. So that's your reason. I'm gonna go smoke a cigarette.
Yeah. Then you're literally like smoking all day a cigarette.
Yeah. I know the fucking struggle. Now I just sell pot, so I'm like, I mean, there's no really excuse for me to just not quit right now because they're like, I'm smoking pot. It's just a habit.
I hear you.
It's a habit. It's fun. All right, guys, my leg's throbbing. I'm gonna go ice it.
Elevate.
Yeah, I'm gonna go lay down and put an ice pack on it. You guys have a good night.
Sounds good, man.
All right, Robert. Good to see you, buddy. Yeah, I'll see you a message tomorrow.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, we'll see you later.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm about to crash myself. I'm starting to get droopy-eyed.
Yeah.
I think I smoke too much cannabis. I am too. Although I think I'm gonna load one bowl. I love to do it. I love to go outside and sit in front of my house. It's so quiet and sit there for 10 minutes in the darkness.
It is nice to do that. I'll do that at night sometimes, like in the middle of the night when Heidi goes outside. And
it's kind of a little meditative out there, meditate for 10 minutes, just sitting there smoking a bowl.
Mm-hmm.
It's 82 degrees here.
Yeah, it's pretty warm out, but I just,
don't know what the
I still
humidity
enjoy
is.
Yeah, I was hanging out with a friend earlier who smoked cigarettes, and she kept going outside to smoke, and I'm like, I'm not going out there with you. Melt. It's like 98 degrees out there.
No shit.
I'm like, that's the reason to quit smoking, you know.
Or get a damn
hot out.
vape. Hell. The
Yeah.
hell with going outside.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah, don't show me the humidity.
that's on my list of things to try again this year before it's up. Quitting smoking. I'm like you, Val. I've tried several times.
Yeah.
One of these days it'll
Doing
stick.
the
I want it.
We're all doing the best we can.
Look, you said we were going to go to sleep, and more people popped in here.
Yeah.
It was up to 10 almost there. But they can all join us tomorrow at 6:30 on the Rumination project. That's definitely going to be an interesting episode.
Talking about ego.
Because I can talk a lot. I told you about my experiences with my own ego on mushrooms.
Yeah.
And then after people in boxes, we'll have a rocket
Maybe
launch,
it's a rocket
hopefully.
launch, yeah. It's going to be a long night, a good night of streaming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll just watch on people in the boxes if Waylon lets us.
Oh, I'm sure.
Because it might, because 8:30 is people in the boxes. I don't think he can
Sounds
end
good,
an hour and a half. Especially it's people in the boxes sometimes run 4.5 hours.
Oh, true.
But yeah, my stream the other night, I went at 4.5 hours in the live in the lab. That was the most people I've ever come in there. That was a lot. You never know what kind of people you're going to get at 2 p.m. in the afternoon.
In the mad scientist lab.
Yeah, it was because I've done a live stream once at Live from the Lab, and it had literally had 0 people watching me for like an hour. It was like the worst stream I've ever had, and I was like, "Well, damn, Facebook really hated me that day." I even had a giveaway that day, and nobody even entered it. So I was like,
"Oh no!"
I really got lost in the algorithm that day.
I guess.
I've been on at 2:00 in the morning, and had like 10 or 15 people at one time. Only once, but I was like, "Where are all these people coming from?" I'm like, "Shit, well, hell, come on in, guys." You know, we're sitting there and got stoned. I don't know. I was on for about an hour, I guess.
So yeah, we'll do 6:30. We'll talk about psychedelics, magic mushrooms, and then we're going to talk about current events, people in the boxes at 8:30, and then watch a rocket launch. So yeah,
Fun and games.
sounds like an interesting night.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
Current events. I'm bringing all the information about these aliens because I'm intrigued.
There you go.
Oh,
I'll have to find something to come up with.
There'll be more stories about that tomorrow, I guess, or today about that briefing that happened about aliens and UFOs.
Oh yeah, it'll be all over for a while now.
Yeah, they'll talk about the Today Show. I guarantee you, Today Show does a whole 5-minute story.
All right, good night, Bobbert. Bobbert, I'm thinking September 1st would be a good day to quit.
Even though Waylon hates the Today Show. I think Waylon hates all news organizations.
Yeah.
I like watching the Today Show in the morning. Sometimes it turn on for 3 hours. I enjoy the people who present the news. They're empathetic people who, seem to care.
Some of them on some of the morning shows are all right. Parts of them. I don't like getting it watching it too much because they put too much I don't know, other bullshit in there. I want to hear the news. I want to hear what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Watching entertainment. I mean, they're great for their
I can't
entertainment.
watch the news. I haven't watched the news since all my kids left home.
Well, I watch some of it on YouTube, but my YouTube is like video sources from like 10 different news organizations. So I like watch all different.
Yeah.
Then you get a bigger story if you get them from a whole bunch of different journalists.
But I used to watch it religiously every day, every night. Read the newspaper every freaking day.
The
I haven't
Ukraine,
been watching lately.
the Ukraine war definitely intrigues me. I keep up on that.
Just dated myself.
The Ukraine war is definitely interesting.
Yeah, I'm glad to see they're pelting the hell out of Russia.
Well, sometimes, but it's going to be a long, interesting what happens.
Yeah.
Now apparently the the people who back Putin don't like him anymore, so maybe they'll assassinate him.
Yeah.
We can only hope.
The KGB, well, it's not called the KGB anymore. They're called something else, but the KGB apparently is not pleased with Putin anymore.
No. I want to say ISS, but I know that ain't right.
I think that might be what it is, but
I don't know.
They're the people that basically put him in power, and they're pretty nasty people if you mess with them. Basically like a mafia.
Yeah, that old school.
Made up of probably rich men.
Oh my God, he just got back to the house.
What's that? Them oligarchs?
Yeah. Yeah, I saw some of the boats they had. There was it was a story about the boats of the algorithm, whatever you say that word. But like some of them had like $50 million boats. Like,
no.
A couple of them had the world's largest yachts.
Yeah.
And
like
these people are loaded with money.
That's just opulence. Over extravagance.
Yeah. And then you can, I guess, watch some of the GPS locations of some of these yachts because apparently it's data that's available online. And when the Russian war happened, you could see them parked out in the middle of the ocean. They had taken their yacht, parked in the middle of the ocean in international waters where they couldn't be found or arrested.
Right.
In their yacht.
Probably with armed guards and everything.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
Because they were taking their boats. Remember, they were confiscating their boats if they found them. Because they were owed, the boats were not paid off. The banks can recover them.
So there's all kind of financial problems.
Yeah, but if you don't pay something on that's worth $50 million, the banks would be coming really fast. And they didn't have any money. I think Russians took them all the oligarchs' money.
Yeah. They stopped a bunch of money.
Damn, all right, so
yeah.
Give me some cottonmouth.
All right, guys, I'm going to bed.
Sounds good. We're probably going to get off here then. So everybody join us tomorrow. We'll start at 6:30 streaming on, you'll see us on Roster Rhino's page or my page or Rumination Projects.
All right.
Right on.
See y'all there.
All right. We'll see you
Peace,
later,
y'all.
See you later, Rasta.
All right. See you guys tomorrow.
Peace.
Smoke weed every day.
There you go. And I'll end the stream, and I'm going to end it with this video again. And this was actually a rocket launch podcast tonight, but then it got actually scrubbed. Still not sure why it got scrubbed, but we're going to try to watch that rocket launch tomorrow again at 10:05. And this will actually explain it a little more. I actually made an intro video for this is our space and rocket lounge, and we'll have another one August 14th. And that's when they're actually going to be shooting 4 astronauts into space. That'll be a great podcast about rockets and space. So again, join us tomorrow, 6:30 on the Rumination Project, guys. And we'll be talking about the ego and psychedelics. So we'll see you guys then. Peace.